Greetings. Greetings. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen.
I just wanna live it. I just wanna get it. I just wanna hit it. I just wanna be with you. Be with you. This is what you're looking for. What I got is magical. Wait for what I got in store. Feeling every ounce of you. Every ounce of you.
Pull up and fucking
Greetings. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Saturday. Jessica, yeah.
Can I have you for dinner tonight?
Right.
I can tell by the way that you're staring. I can tell by the way that you're caring about everything you're wearing. Like them diamonds you're wearing. I'll put you in a new situation. Having you coming like a vacation. Changing your life for the better, baby. We doing all of the renovations.
I just wanna live it. I just wanna get it. I just wanna hit it. I just wanna be with you.
Right, peace and love.
Be with you.
It's on the you can go find it.
What I got is magical. Wait for what I got. Feeling every ounce of you. Every ounce of you.
Good morning, everyone.
This is what you're looking for. This is like the centerfold. Got you all the enemies. There's nowhere else to go. I had to go run up the check. I had to go get some respect.
Thank you,
I had to go work for racks. Fall in love with that.
No, this was for you, Janae.
What you can get it. Whatever you with, I'm with it.
I told you I was gonna do it, right, Janae?
You know, and you some squizzy.
What a great.
I can be anywhere you wanna be. You know, I got the only recipe.
Good morning.
Ain't nobody better than me. Ain't nobody gonna hit it better than me.
I'm not gonna get you here with me.
Exactly,
You
Z-Funk.
got my attention, your body drives me crazy. Yeah. Drives me crazy.
Go ahead, give James Coleman a round of applause.
I just wanna get it. I just wanna hit it. I just wanna be with you. Be with you. This is what you're looking for. What I got is magical. Wait for what I got in store. Feeling every ounce of you. Every ounce of you.
Right. Now, I often I don't play a lot of the R&B stuff that Zeus has done, ladies and gentlemen, because you know when you're wielding a heavy hammer, it's not time to be singing love songs. But today is a special occasion for Zeus, ladies and gentlemen, because you know it has been brought to my attention that there is chaos in the world, especially in the MAGA world, when it comes to relationships. So I have to go back to my relationship lives. All right. Yes, it was. I have to go back to my relationship lives. And it's now time to have some tough conversations. Yes, do not mute Janae, because I told her I was going to do this live. All right. It's time to have some tough conversations with Trump supporters. All right. So as you can see, the topic today is: should MAGA women be allowed to complain about unfaithful men? How many of you out there think women who subscribed and followed Donald Trump, how many of you think they should be allowed to complain that their husbands, their partners, and their significant others are cheating on them? Does anyone think that's okay for them to do that? I just want to know, because I want to hear from a Trump supporting woman, right? Your husband doesn't cheat, Janae, but if he wants to cheat, he can, right? Right? You agree with that, Janae? You agree with that? MAGA men don't cheat? No. Listen, and that's another lie. Janae, your husband can cheat, and if he wanted to cheat, my question to you is, would you have a problem with it? You've been together forever, right? And so, ladies and gentlemen, the reason that I'm getting out here and getting in front of this situation is because, you know, here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. You ladies out there, you're dating these men out here, and you know the Bible talks about, you know, be careful of wolves in sheep clothing, right? And you know, I always say people are only as faithful as their options. So a lot of these Trump supporting women, they think that because their husband says that he's a Christian, because their husband professes that they follow God, and they also profess that you know, oh, they say, I love you. How many of you got husbands that say, I love you, baby? They think that their husband won't cat off on the side and sneak and geek. Yeah. Right, Ren? Oh, this ain't about Democrats. This is about MAGA Republican women. Women who know Donald Trump has been accused and found liable of SA. Women who know that Donald Trump has cheated on his wife with a porn star, Stormy Daniels, and who will proudly get out here and say, you know what? I'm okay with that. Donald Trump, you have my vote. I'm talking to all of you women out there, all right? I just heard some nasty things going on this app, and I know people are shocked, but it turns out that these same women, when they find out that their significant other is up to no good, seeing multiple women lying and cheating just like Donald Trump, all of a sudden they get their feelings hurt. So I'm trying to wrap my mind around how this all works. All right. I really am trying to wrap my mind around how this all works. So I would love to have someone that is a Trump supporting woman, all right, that says it's not okay for their husbands to cheat on them. I would love to have a conversation with you, all right? And I would love to have you explain this, all right? Let me leader of this. Snuggles.
I just got here, so I kind of missed your intro. How you doing, friend?
I'm doing all right. I have a question though. You see the question,
Yes,
and I need you to
yes,
be honest. Is it okay for
absolutely,
you? You're a Trump supporter, correct?
absolutely. It doesn't matter if you're Trump or Biden. Go ahead and ask your question, because
No,
everybody
just for
cheats.
you. Uh,
Oh, okay, yeah. Let's
so
go with your narrative.
so do you think it's acceptable for you to be cheating on the woman you're dating?
Absolutely,
You see that? I'm glad that you're
absolutely.
honest
I
about it.
mean, am I married? Do I have a ring on my finger?
Even if you were married.
We are here to fertilize the earth. What do you think we were here for?
So cheating is okay to you. And I'm
It's
glad
not
that you're
necessarily
I'm glad that you're
cheating is okay.
openly. Okay, so this is what I'm glad you know what, Snuggles,
Absolutely,
I'm going to give you a round of applause for just being open and honest, right?
absolutely, absolutely.
No.
I love it.
He's telling the truth, and this is why I
Yeah, don't
feel
get
this
mad at
lot.
me, guys. It is okay to, as long as the as long as the area code is different. I mean, you're
Oh,
not necessarily cheating.
no, no.
If you're dating somebody in that area code and you're not dating the same person in that area code,
Mhm.
you're doing okay.
No, so what would you do hypothetically? Has a woman ever came to you and said, you know, I found out you've been seeing other women behind my back. What goes down? And you know,
Listen,
I'm glad that you're telling the MAGA women this.
you know what's funny is you
What?
detect my lies when I'm lying, but I'm lying right now. I'm in love with my woman. I'm happy with my woman, and you are so funny. This is how a typical Democrat wrap-up smear
So you were lying when you
narcissist,
said it's okay?
absolutely lying. I love my
Oh,
girlfriend. Jesus, you
okay.
only believe me when you want me to believe, right?
No. I want you to
Right?
tell the truth, right? So you don't think it's acceptable
Right, right.
for a Trump supporter to cheat on their wife?
I don't think it's acceptable for Democrat and Republicans to cheat on their loved ones. You're correct.
Snuggles. The topic says
Right.
MAGA, all right, and we're talking about MAGA
Okay.
women.
Because I did see Jill, Dr. Jill, kiss Kamala's husband. I mean, on the lips.
Yeah, but
Go
you
ahead.
know what,
See
Snuggles?
ya. I'm winning.
All right, all right, ladies
Bye
and
bye.
gentlemen,
Bye bye.
get Snuggles out
Democrats,
of here.
get those.
I think you were telling the truth, Snuggles. It is acceptable for you to go and cheat on your woman because that's what your leader Donald Trump does. And when it does happen, I just don't want these women to be surprised. I don't want to see or hear about another situation where a MAGA woman found out that the person she was messing with was a dog, right? All right, let's go.
Wow.
Jessica, greetings. What do you
I
got for
wasn't
us?
expecting to be brought
Oh,
up so soon. Thank you.
oh, no,
Um,
no, no. We're having a conversation. Do you think it's acceptable for MAGA women to be allowed to complain about unfaithful men?
I mean, the way they go so hard for Trump, I would say if they do, it makes them hypocrites.
Hmm, really?
Yeah, the biggest hypocrites are Republicans because they love misogyny and they don't
Right.
believe all victims. They don't believe all women. E. Jean Carroll's a liar. So many other
Right.
people are lying and making it up. But
Yeah.
when it happens to them,
This part.
then it's an issue. Then
Right.
it's a problem.
This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what we're talking about. They should have no ability to call their husbands out on any kind of infidelity. None.
Not
Because
uh
because when they sit there and they cheer for Donald Trump, you know what they're doing? They're saying, "You know what, honey? It's okay for you to do what Donald Trump does, right?"
That's pretty much the message they're sending.
Yeah.
And like if you really do care about women, you would actually go to women, speak to them, and not just host lives for hours on end, bashing a million different people. Like,
Mhm.
if you really care about women like you claim to do, you would be doing work off of this app as well.
Right. Right. You would be uh checking your nasty behavior, all right? I see a lot of MAGA men being very, very toxic when it comes to how they interact with women. And their wives cheer them on, and I say to myself, "Wow, isn't that interesting? You tolerate that when it happens to someone else? Well, you know when you do that, you also are tolerating it for it to happen to you, right?"
And you know, it's a lot of comments about Democrats cheating too, this, that, or the other. But we're trying to stay on topic here. We're talking about MAGA. We're talking about Republicans. And at the end of the day, I've seen
Mm,
people on the left hold themselves accountable and be like, hey, I've done this and I know it's wrong and I'm going to work on it. But you know
right.
what I have not seen is not a single ounce of accountability on the right at all.
Bingo. 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 Well, listen up, Jessica. I appreciate you. We're going to try to cycle through and
Oh,
get some
yeah.
more friendlies in here, all right?
Thank you for having me up.
You're welcome. All right. All right. Give Jessica a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, Jessica, please send me that keep it clean, all right? I mean, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, MAGA knows there's no defense to this. I've asked them, come on in the box and explain their position, and they won't do it because they know if they do, they would be hypocrites. Good morning, Miss Boss Diva. How are you?
Good, happy day to you, Zeus. I'm
Yeah.
surprised that you're on. So this must be a hot topic amongst the
Yeah.
MAGA kingdom right now.
Yeah. There's some chaos and turmoil going on about folks. Bobby Brown had a song, humping around or whatever, right?
And it's my
There,
prerogative. Yeah.
yeah. And so what I'm trying to do is make sure the message gets out here that, if you vote for Donald Trump, you agree with this. You're signing up for this.
I agree.
Yeah.
They basically forfeit their rights. They forfeit anything
Mm.
pure and good.
Yeah.
If they're going to support um, MAGA in that way. They're
Right.
married to a MAGA dude and they don't, they line ideas. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, obviously she willing to take all of that. And usually they are
Right.
abused in their relationship. Like the guy is always controlling and,
Mm.
making him, stay in the kitchen and cook and clean or whatever else, take care
Right.
of the kids and all that. It's typical. Like, they don't really have a voice, so they don't really know how to use it. You know, and I think that being with a person like that for so long, you get complacent in that
Yeah.
relationship too. So you
You
don't
think
know
that? Do you
anything
think they're
else.
scared? Do you think these women are scared of the person they're with? Is
I
that what it
do.
is?
There are some. Yeah, I actually have had conversations with
Oh,
Republican women who are
oh,
married to, they don't necessarily align with their husbands all of their ideas, but they say, hey, I don't like the way he does that, or how he claps when, women fall down the stairs, or, get
mm,
hurt or whatever, like
wow,
those are red flags. And, they go unnoticed by the spouse, involved.
mm,
And it can be either way. It could be woman,
mm,
extreme, and man extreme,
yeah,
So, yeah. But I mean, mostly it's the women who are affected by the controlling aura of a MAGA demon, right?
yeah,
So that's how they fall into it. And then they figure, oh, I got to stay married. But that's the
mm,
thing about MAGA, right? Now they want they want a no fault divorce. So,
right.
you can,
Like Lauren Boebert, right?
yeah,
You hear about them going through the motions of getting rid of these men that they say are no good.
right.
And it just makes me wonder, well, where are you going to find a good man at? Don't you understand the standards you've created for yourself?
Absolutely. And then they have this magnetic field around them, apparently, that just draws in that type of individual. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And
Yeah.
like I said, that's something that they haven't really stepped outside of that realm. You know what I mean? They don't know anything else except for what they've been dealing with, right?
Hmm.
And
Right.
and so anything outside of that is foreign. It might be even scary. Stockholm syndrome is real. I brought this up on your live, a few months ago. That is what MAGA is under as a whole, is a Stockholm syndrome kind of effect.
Right.
And so it's the same within the household of a relationship between, two married people. And it
Right.
doesn't necessarily have to be a man and a woman. Okay.
Mm.
There are
Tell them.
married people out there of the same gender going through these same issues. You know why? Because they're human. And it really
Yeah.
doesn't matter the orientation, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
more
It
of the
doesn't.
connection, right? That's really what it boils down to, is the connection.
Mm.
But the thing about it is that men who marry women like that, you know, it makes
Men who
it
marry these women, they don't respect. They don't
exactly.
respect
That's
the woman.
exactly what I was going to
I'm
say.
gonna be honest with you. If you're dating a Trump supporting man, ladies, he doesn't respect you.
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't care anything about women, their rights, or how they feel, or their voice. That's why I said, MAGA women married to MAGA men, they don't have a voice in their
Mm.
relationship, so they don't
Exactly.
know one way or another how to approach, or even coddle the situation, right? So
There
they
you
what
go.
they do is they just remain intimidated, and they just accept it, which is
Yeah.
sad. Very, very
It
sad.
is. It really is sad. But you know what? We're gonna get to the bottom of this, all right, Miss Boss
Yeah,
Diva?
we absolutely are, Zeus. And, I mean, I guess one MAGA at a time, right? But
Absolutely.
I don't know. It runs pretty deep. Okay. The permeation is pretty deep. I don't
Right.
know. I don't know how far you're going to reach into these women, Zeus, but, you know, how,
I don't plan on reaching into them. I'm planning on bringing them the truth. All right.
yeah, I sure do. I tell my dude to sit in the corner, and he going to sit his ass in that corner, too.
Oh, keep. Listen, Miss Bounty, I'm going to bring
Okay,
up our
sweetie.
next one. All right. Thank you so much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Miss Boss Diva. Yeah. So the gist of this conversation, and I'm still waiting for a Trump supporter to be able to get in here and explain if this is a problem to them. If you are a woman and you support Donald Trump, I would like to hear from you specifically, all right? Because I would love to hear how you justify you supporting Donald Trump, but then being mad at the man that's at the house with you, helping to pay those bills, all right? But what's crystal clear, ladies and gentlemen, is I got you liberal Biden supporter. What's crystal clear is they don't have any defense to this. All right, Gina, greetings. How are you doing?
Oops. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. My dogs have a message for Trumpers. It
What
says
is
nope,
that?
not. It says nope, not today. See?
Go ahead, those cute dogs. You're on a nice little walk this morning, huh?
Yeah, we're going on our walk.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay. Well,
We're
they look
listening to
so
you.
cute. They look
Thank
so
you.
cute, all right?
I have my shirt on too. Hold on, I'm gonna show. Wait a second. Hold on. It
Let me see the shirt. Oh, what is that?
says nope, not today.
Nope, not today. I like it. Tell MAGA Demon that. Nope, not today.
No MAGA
All
demons.
right. All right. Well, listen, I'm going to move it on, all right? But thank you.
Oh, you don't want to talk to the dogs and me? I see how it is.
Oh no, I only got a little bit of time. That's all. I got less than an hour, and I'm
Oh,
trying to get straight to the point. All right, because
I
see,
know, I know, but you have to listen.
did you want to say anything about women who date MAGA men?
Yeah,
Should they be allowed?
yeah,
Did you?
I do. I do because I was married to an abuser and he
Oh,
is a Trump supporter.
oh.
He yeah, so like I have a lot of, things to say to women that support him.
Well,
Why?
what do you
And
say
I
to
well,
them?
I want to know why. Could you tell me in the comments if you support Trump?
They,
Because
they,
I still don't understand it
they're
because
in the comments right now, but they're afraid to get up and talk because they're sitting at the house with their partner, and they don't want them to hear this. You know it.
yeah, I was abused by a bad man. So
Mm.
I know. I
I'm sorry
know
to
how
hear
it
that.
is.
I'm
And
sorry to hear that.
yes. And even when I was younger, bad stuff happened to me and I never said anything. But I was on here and I told you, talked about it. But still,
Yeah,
I know when women lie and don't lie. I could tell.
yeah,
And people are not believing Jean Carroll. It makes me sad. I'm like, really? She's not perfect, and nobody's perfect. So she didn't want to say anything back then because she was scared. It
yeah.
wasn't
A lot of men do intimidate their victims.
exactly, and people are like demonizing her and saying she's the one that did it and not Trump. When you know it was Trump, it
Yeah,
was. You could tell. He's a mean bully. Okay,
yeah.
well, I'll let you go, and you
All
can talk
right.
to other people. Hopefully, you can get through to some of these women
I would.
and men.
Well, I'm going to make sure that as long as they're in this live, this is a very controversial topic. They see the topic and they go, "Oh, I don't want to talk about this," because the moment I start talking, my world that I'm living in is going to come crashing down. And I'm being nice. I'm being really nice about what I could say. But I know, for instance, we got some women out there in the audience that are very afraid to get in the box and talk about this.
They need to be brave because I am. I was like, I would never take any shit from anybody anymore. I have a good husband and we're not perfect, but he would never
Right.
support Trump or anything like that at all.
Yeah.
He jokes around, but I know he doesn't like them. So, yeah, he just likes to push my buttons, but
Yeah,
he
I
knows
mean,
the
it's
truth.
one thing. It's one thing to joke around, but when you start, supporting Trump's beliefs, right, and you get to the level
Yeah,
a lot of his supporters are, it's not joking around anymore.
no, no, he knows because I live two houses, a neighbor, my neighbor.
Did
Oh my
wait?
God.
Somebody said that you said some unclean words, Spencer. Did I miss it?
No, I didn't say
You can
anything
keep
bad.
it.
All I said was my neighbor is a
Oh,
Trump supporter. What was so bad about that? I
oh,
didn't
I
say
don't know.
anything
Miss
bad.
Faustina said she heard you say something, and I don't think she would lie.
What did I say?
But
I would never say anything mean.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I may have missed it though. But
What did I
I'm gonna
say?
bring
I'm
up someone
sorry.
else. All right.
All right, I'll let you go, but I know I didn't say anything bad. I mean,
Well,
anyways, all
I
right.
apologize if you did, if you didn't, and gave you the ground. But I appreciate everything you do. All right.
All right, bye. Have a good day.
All right, you too, and take care of the dog. All right, all right, all right. Let's see. What do you want, Snuggles? What do
Mr.
you want?
Crossings, I want to give you 1 minute, 1 second.
What do you
Mr.
want?
Crossings, with your topic, you were talking about cheating, right? Is that correct?
Not in general.
Okay, well, I think Hillary Clinton stood by her man with Monica. Damn, that's cheating.
All right, we're gonna bring up next one, ladies and gentlemen. Facts matter. All right, all right. Facts. What do you got for us? I see you on
There's an
TV.
eclipse starting right now.
I do. I've heard about that. I've seen people outside wearing these glasses.
Yeah, you shouldn't look at it unless you have some kind of eye
Yeah,
protection.
I wouldn't look at it with a naked eye.
No, you definitely, it's briefly with sunglasses, maybe, but it's cool. It's an
Yeah,
angular, it's starting now and it'll be going on until 3, depending on where you are in the country. It will be depending on how you get to see it. And
right.
let's see. So, for news. Okay, for news. Apparently, that lawsuit in Colorado, do you know about this one?
Yeah, yeah. But what about the women? We're talking about this specifically, my good
Yeah,
friend.
Republican men are a bunch of big cheaters, and they worship a cheater. So in their
Hmm.
own minds, they're definitely gonna make that okay in their own minds. Definitely.
You're saying the MAGA men like
Yes.
Snuggles,
Yes.
they're cheaters.
If it, well, he
Okay.
already admitted he was. But if they're
Yeah.
looking up and they admire a known cheater, I mean, Trump
Right.
was diddling Stormy a couple of weeks after Melania gave birth. I mean, that's just a dick. That's what that is. That's a dick.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
even if you're a philanderer, you know, just a couple of weeks after she gave birth to your son, you're a dick.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
in Colorado, last thing, um, apparently Trump tried to get that case dismissed against the 14th Amendment.
Right.
So in his motion to dismiss it, what he said was that he wasn't under any obligation to uphold the Constitution.
Right.
Let that sink in.
Oh. Yeah. Right.
And anyway, the
Yeah.
judge rejected his proposal, and the
Yeah.
trial, the court, the lawsuit is proceeding. And there you
Well.
go. So
Well, we're going to make sure we keep them off the ballot by any means
damn
necessary.
straight. And
And
everybody, your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to get one more person to the polls.
I
And Snuggles,
agree.
do something with those eyebrows. Weed at whack them, pluck them, do something, my man. My God, yeah, grandpa eyebrows.
Oh
Anyway,
my God.
I know you're in a hurry, so there you go.
All right. Well, listen, facts matter. I appreciate that. All right, my good friend.
See you, buddy.
Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, get facts matter.
You gotta send me
What's
packing.
all
Beam
right,
me down, Scotty.
all right. You know what's so fascinating, ladies and gentlemen, is this topic must clearly be hitting home in a way I never thought it would hit home because I've never seen MAGA so quiet in my life. Right? They have no answers for this message right here because they know the moment they try to get up and speak on infidelity, they got to answer all of these real questions that we got for them. All right? How could you vote for a man that you know and has been proven to have been SAing multiple women, a man that's been cheating on his wives, multiple wives, all right, and then sit in the house that you and your significant other are with, or maybe you've even been one of the side pieces, right? You've been one of the side pieces, and somehow all of a sudden you feel like all of a sudden now you can complain and say this man is no good. I don't believe it, not 1 second. All right, Auntie Marie, greetings. How are you doing, Auntie Ree?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I'm great today now that I'm hearing this topic being discussed about women who are married to, dating, any connection with a Trump supporting man. I can tell you, you are with an abuser. You need to make a plan to get out safely. As long as you keep making excuses for why you're staying with them, you're going to stay with them, and you're going to have to live with those excuses that you're making. And you have
Wow.
no business approaching other women on the left and attacking them because they're not like you. Because we were like you once. And we are over here, safely and solidly, over here on the other side of the aisle, just waiting for you to join us. So you're not free if you're waking up making excuses to yourself every day while you keep putting up with the little insults, the little you get goaded on to try and do something different with your appearance all the time. You get objectified, you get compared to the people like Stormy Daniels and
Right.
and Monica Lewinsky even. So anybody that says anything about Hillary Clinton, I guarantee you she put Bill in his place when it came to Monica Lewinsky. And what they were doing for the country was way more important than where he was putting his member.
Exactly.
So I think that's the difference between Trump. Trump only cares about his own ego. And I'm really starting to see loud and clear when I'm in a live and we're discussing issues. If somebody's attacking me personally, it's because they don't have anything to attack in the comments that I'm making. And they're coming after, they're trying to make themselves look better, which is also something an abuser does.
What a lot of them do is they say to you and me what they are afraid to say to their loved ones, especially their partner, right? They would rather call you a liar when they really should be calling their man a liar. They would rather call you a cheater when they really should be calling themselves or their man a cheater.
Right, and
Right?
you get into these discussions with a Trump supporter and you want to fight back because you're so angry that they refuse to see the light. But really it's more effective to just stare like a deer in the headlights while they do what they do, because eventually they have to realize that they're doing all the talking and it's not going anywhere. And they'll move on. So
Yeah. And they need to realize that, there are, would you consider these women, because there's a woman that just left a comment, right? I'm hanging out with my man right now, my MAGA stud. Would you consider them victims? You
no,
know,
no, I think they're making a conscious choice to do whatever serves them in the moment, and they're not really thinking about what's tomorrow going to be like when I'm not on this live and I have just him to deal with. I don't have anybody to throw rocks at. I don't have anybody to insult and make myself feel better.
yeah,
When I get off this live, I get to do whatever I want and nobody gets to tell me what they think about it.
boom,
Like
right?
I'm
You don't
doing
live
it
in
now.
fear.
Nobody gets to poke holes at me because I'm not doing the work. If you're staying in a
You're not
relationship
living
with a
in
place
fear.
like that, you are stunted, you are stuck, and you are not doing the work to grow yourself. And if you're realizing any of it, you've already grown a little bit and you're starting to outgrow them. So that's when you start making the excuses. You start making excuses while you're staying where you are because it's worked for you so far, and you think you can keep making it work. It's not going to work. Eventually, you're going to wake up and you're going to go, where'd my life go? I lived his life, not mine. I went to his table. He didn't come to mine ever.
You hear this? Yeah, no lies detected. I know we're talking to that one woman out there who's struggling, with finding her own identity and having to deal with this monster that she's with. That loves Donald Trump's dirty draws, that sends all their money to Donald Trump each and every month. All right?
Yeah.
That cheats on them. Right? This guy's cheating on them. Check his
Yeah.
DM.
In his own
Check
way,
his
he's
DM.
pretending he's Donald Trump, but he probably doesn't have anywhere near the money. And
Yeah.
do you want to live your life with someone? And I'm telling you, if you divorce that person and they have children with you, they're going to use the court to try and take those kids away. So you need to be prepared. You need to be strong enough to stand your ground and tell the people around you that your children deserve protection regardless of what they think is fair for your ex.
I I completely agree. No lies detected on TV.
Yeah, so I won't take up much more of your time. I hope I've been helpful to someone in the
You've been
comments.
helpful. You've been very helpful because normally Trump supporters, they want to come in the box and argue with Zeus, right? But what I'm finding very fascinating is they're afraid today.
Yeah, well, they can keep approaching people like me and pretending they're like me, but they're not like me. I can see you coming a mile away. I'm going to give you compassion, but I'm not going to sugarcoat the truth for you. And
Yeah.
this, like, it is not fun falling asleep to NASCAR on a Sunday afternoon, being woken up by your 3-year-old who jumps you, and you're startled, so you make a noise that scares them, and they say something really horrible to you. You don't know where it came from. It came from your ex. That's where it came from. It happened.
Wow.
People don't recognize this stuff in their kids until it's too late. And then they end up like me, with no relationship with their children, because when you divorce someone like that, they'll try and make sure your children will not come to you.
Oh, they're not so Christ-like after all, are they?
Not at all.
Exactly.
They're quite the opposite.
Exactly.
So
Well, listen, Auntie Reed, I appreciate your honesty and you having the courage to come up here and share your story with all of us. All right.
Oh, yeah, with my whole chest, and I thank you so much for having me.
All right, you're welcome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Auntie Ree, who had the courage to come up here and really just be honest. Oops, be real honest about the struggles that it takes to be in a relationship with a man who supports Donald Trump. I know right now, I got these people in the comments, especially these women here who are trying to defend the indefensible. You're more than welcome to come in the box and speak to the issue. If you disagree with me, you're more than welcome, right? And normally, under normal conditions, they would be rushing to the box to tell me how wrong I am. But this is going to go down in TikTok history, ladies and gentlemen. The very first time where MAGA had no answers to a very simple question. It's a very simple question, but they have no answers. And they don't have any answers because they know that where they're at right now, they would get in trouble if they talk to me or any of you. If they went live wherever they're at and we talked about this, they would be in trouble because their significant others, hey Sharon, their significant others would hear the conversation and they would be very afraid. All right. And so this is why I'm making it a point to have this conversation. Listen, look, the MAGA women, go ahead, put those headphones in so that your partner can't hear what I'm about to say. All right. You do fear me, Silver Dagger. You don't fear me. You fear the truth, Silver Dagger. And I did see what you wrote, and I've been seeing what you've been writing. But you won't have the conversation with Zeus. All right. Listen, this isn't dark Zeus. All right. I'm actually willing to hear you out. Somebody asked me, Zeus, where do you live? I live rent free in your head. I really do. Right. All right. I live rent All of you, you've been put on alert. So don't you dare get out here on social media and start crying and complaining about any man who's cheated on you or or someone you know. You can't do it. You can't do it because you've lost all credibility. This was your opportunity to get up here and explain to America and the rest of the world why it's acceptable to date a MAGA man. And you know what's even worse? Where are all the MAGA men at? The MAGA men know they can't even come in here and speak on it because they know once they do, they're going to get in trouble, right? So, yeah. This was what I call a very quick and easy, a very quick and easy lunch. Good morning, Kim. How are you?
I'm fine, dear. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm trying to find an answer to this question from MAGA, and would you believe it or not, but they're pretty quiet today.
You know what? If they want to complain, they can complain all they want. It's their choice to
Mm,
stay or leave.
mm,
I mean,
But
and it's the way I look at it's like this. It's if you're if you're in a situation where there's abuse, I understand it's not easy to leave that because it could have been you could have been kind of like Stockholm syndrome,
right.
right?
Oh, yeah.
It would be I'd have to equate it to Stockholm syndrome because if you feel that you're inapt, if you feel that you can't do this or you can't do that because somebody has made you feel that way,
Mm,
it becomes a mental game.
mm,
Okay, because yeah, you may want to leave, but mentally you may feel that you're not adequate enough to leave.
right.
No one person, whether male or female, should ever feel that way.
Do you think some of these women want to really leave their significant other, especially when they see them supporting Donald Trump? You think that's what's going on in their minds?
I think there's a dependency there.
Mm,
Okay, there could be a dependency there that either, and a lot of times it's financial because we know as a whole that men do make more money than women, and we
mm,
know that as a whole with the way that things are going on, there are programs being taken away that would help a woman be able to stand on her own 2 feet and take care of what she's got to take care of. When you have things of that nature, then you start feeling that, well, what do I do? What am I left with? Right?
mm.
So if you don't have the ability, or I should say, you think you don't have the ability, okay? Because there's still resources out there that can help. There's people out there that can help. There's programs, right? It's find the right one that fits you,
Mm.
right?
So
It's
you're
find
you're
that program that
empowering
works for you.
you're trying to empower these women to have the strength and courage to get into a healthier situation and space
Yeah,
and leave them and to leave their MAGA men.
yeah. I mean, if you have somebody who thinks it's okay to, essay women, and then, oh,
Mm,
wait, wait, no, no, that is never okay. I mean, if you think if you have this mindset, it's okay to essay children.
mm-hmm.
No, that's never okay. No, not anybody, whether it be men, women, children, I don't care. No one deserves to be abused in any
Correct.
shape, form, or fashion, whether it be verbally, mentally, or the other way. No one deserves that.
Mm,
And to
mm,
sit there and sit idly by and think, well, I can't leave because I understand where that mindset's coming from. I
mm.
understand that because it is, like I said, it's Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
You're
They basically condition their
correct,
minds. They're programming themselves to say this is okay.
correct, and that's not okay because, like the young lady before, if you have children, your children are seeing this. Your
Mm.
children are growing up thinking, okay, it's okay for me to do this. That's never okay.
That's what I've been, trying to say to a lot of these folks, these women out here who support Donald Trump. It's been the most puzzling thing, to know that these women are fully aware of all of the things Donald Trump has done. And they'll defend Donald Trump and they'll say those cases are all, witch hunts. They'll make up excuses, but they still ignore the truth of the matter, which is he was doing all of these terrible things.
And he was doing them before he was even in office. That's just something that people need to realize.
Yeah.
And but like I said, if people, it seems to me like we are making, you've made jokes or you made comments before about, somebody taking their home, refinancing their home to give this man money, right?
They do.
Why? Don't you have responsibilities in that home?
Mm,
Aren't you supposed to be feeding your children if you have children, your significant
right.
other? Aren't you supposed to be taking care of them? Why are you
Mm,
taking care of somebody who is grown enough to take care of themselves?
mm, mm.
Because they're lazy?
Yeah.
Because I mean, what I did that I've never understood that, and that it doesn't matter if they're former president, whatever. I don't. It doesn't matter. When is it your responsibility to take care of another adult?
It never should be.
I thought relationships were equal.
Right.
You
It
know,
never should be on you to
no.
do it.
The only people you should be taking care of are children.
Mhm. I mean, you're totally right. And listen, I see some comments out there. We have Silver Dagger asking, she's saying Democrats have been ruling the city of Chicago for close to 100 years. Again, Silver Dagger, we're not talking about that.
What's
We're
that got to
talking
do with
about
it?
you in your relationship with the man you're with that supports Donald
I
Trump,
mean, what's
who
that
we
got to
know
do
you
with the
can't.
price of tea in China?
Yeah.
They're not
They
even
don't want. They
synonymous with
don't
each
want to
other.
talk about it. They don't want to talk about something that's very serious, which is to me one of the most bizarre things I've witnessed on this app.
Hey, Andy, it just doesn't. I mean, it doesn't. They don't equate. It's like, I'm sorry, but oil and water don't ever mix. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
they
It,
don't go together. They just don't. We're talking about women who are in relationships with men who have this whole ideology that, well, I'm gonna do, you do what I say, or if you don't, or you belong in that kitchen barefoot and pregnant. What? No.
yeah,
Abuse is
yeah,
abuse, whether it be physical or mental. And mental abuse
yeah.
happens to be the worst than physical.
It does. You're totally right because once they control your mind, it's pretty much game over.
I mean, that's just, it's
I mean,
just, it's the
and one last thing, what really fascinates me is they are in this terrible situation, and I know subconsciously they know it,
and they want to get
but
out, but they don't know how.
they don't, and so they get out here on social media and they start lashing out at people like you, me,
Hmm.
and they say, oh, we're just standing up against the Democrats. No, you're it's really you crying out for help because you're in a toxic situation.
And you're venting, and you don't realize you're venting. You're actually projecting, is what you're
Yeah.
doing. You're projecting. And when you project something like that, there's going to be people that want to reach out and help you. They
Hmm.
want to help you. They want to sit there and say, okay, look, you're projecting this. Let me see let me help you out. Let me try to talk
Yeah.
to you. Let me see where let me help you get it out type of situation.
Right.
Right. Because we all need to be heard. We all want to talk and we all want to be heard, but nobody can
Hmm.
hear anybody when you're screaming and yelling.
Hmm. Correct. Correct.
But sometimes that
Well,
screaming and yelling is because that person has gotten to the point where they are so frustrated and they are so fed up and they've been talking, but they've been talking in a mousy type of tone. And now they found a voice and now they're letting it all out.
I mean, they're letting it all out, but we've already seen enough to know it's not a good situation. We've seen enough. We can tell by their behavior that we can
Exactly.
tell a lot of these folks out here are hurt.
Hey,
All
Jules.
right. Silver Dagger, you sound hurt. All right.
I mean,
Footloose,
coming and
you
being
sound
angry.
hurt.
I mean, Silver Dagger is just angry for some reason. I'm just like, what's
Yeah,
what's the purpose of anger?
because she didn't know that we were going to wake up and speak on something that's very near and dear to what she's dealing with right now.
But you know what?
That's
Take the
what's that?
advice. I mean, all I can say is take the advice, take it to heart, and think. Critical thinking skills is something that's not being taught in school anymore, first of all. And
Right.
second, I mean, just we all have minds. Think about what it is you want and articulate it in a way that you can get the
Oh,
help you need.
wow. Wow, you're spot on, Kim. But I got to bring up our
Not a
next
problem,
guest,
dear.
all right? And as always, it's a pleasure to hear from you, all right?
Not a problem, dear. I'll see you later.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Kim a round of applause, right? No lies detected. No lies detected. Yeah. I know a lot of Trump supporter men. Yes, somebody asked that question. And every time I talk to them, I can already tell these folks, these guys are coming from a place of being lonely. They're very lonely. But you talk to them and you start trying to pick their minds and see how they think and how they operate. Is this a person that knows how to interact with women at all levels of society or not? And they don't. If the woman is strong-minded and has a very clear head on her shoulders, they don't know how to handle those women, and it becomes them being misogynistic and toxic because that's all they know. They're unlearned. They're untrained. All right. And then you see the women that they end up with. These women, you could look at them in their eyes and you can say, you could just see when I walk past them. All right. You know, I know a lot of Trump supporter guys. You should see what happens when I walk past them and they got their girl and their girl sees me. Their faces, they light up because they know I represent what they value in a man. Their man doesn't. Their man doesn't. They want their man to be like me. They're happy that their man knows somebody like me because they think, well, maybe he'll pick up some cues off of Zeus and then he'll be the man I hope he turns out to be, right? That's what I can see it in their eyes. I've been doing this for many years, ladies and gentlemen. I know what to look for when I talk to people. All right. And that's why, you know, these good friends of mine, you know, I see that Janae's in the comments section. Janae, you know what you see when you see me. All right. You know
Hello.
Oh,
No, I am outside. If it's a lot of background noise, I'll drop.
Is it a headset issue?
I'm outside walking my dog, and it's windy here.
Oh, okay.
I'll drop. It's okay.
Okay. Well, if you get quieter, please come on back. I would like to hear.
I will.
All right. Yeah,
thanks, Zeus.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. I hope we can hear from Sassy Nurse. All right. Okay. Oh my goodness, what happened?
Is it still loud?
I can hear you. Let's just give it a try.
Okay. I think it's a lot of just internalized misogyny. It starts off very, very young. I grew up in Kentucky, and I currently live in Ohio. And I can tell you that in a lot of rural areas where organized religion is a very big thing, just the internalized misogyny and, you know, the fact that society is supposed to be ruled by the patriarchy. Right. It's run deep, it's taught young, and it's hard to get past that. I mean, it's the indoctrination starts as a young child. Right. I mean, we have people here that think that it's okay for 12-year-olds to get married. That's wild to me. And I just truly believe that, you know, and I can actually see it in like Cincinnati, where I live now. We're mostly blue. I live in a Democratic area, but all the outlying areas where there's like a church on every corner, you know, conservatism is very strong. It's just that the topic that you're discussing is very strong here. I don't know about other areas of the United States, but here it's just bad.
So that might be why. So you're saying that's why a lot of them don't want to come up and speak on this issue. This is a very strong issue.
I agree, because we're taught as children that this is the norm. If something's normalized, then you can't change something that you can't acknowledge, right? So if you've been taught as a child that this is normal and that this is the way a relationship is supposed to be, you're not going to change it, right? Right. So, I mean, even as youngsters, we're immediately taught one of the biggest lies, and that's that we live in the greatest country in the world. I think that's absolutely false. We're currently number 23 on list of countries with freedoms, and we think this is okay. Right. And the way that with women currently having their rights stripped away, there's many who think that this is okay and this is normal, and I just think that's a shame.
Yeah, I completely agree. And the rights are being stripped away by MAGA, right?
Correct. Yep, it's everybody on the right, and unfortunately, in all of our rural areas where I live, it's Trump land. There's still signs everywhere, Trump 2020, and it's just like, oh goodness, I hate it here.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm even afraid to put like a flag out in front of my house. I'm afraid somebody will set my house on fire in my own neighborhood. It's that bad. So.
Wow.
But that's what I wanted to bring up. It's the internalized misogyny that we're taught as little girls. That's normalized, and that is incredibly. It's so deep within us that, as adults, it's difficult to deprogram that. It's allowing the system to continue to work as it was well intended. For people of color to be less than, for women to be subservient to white men, and for the rich white men to have everything that they want. The system is working as exactly it was designed.
And that's what MAGA wants, right?
Exactly.
Wow.
Project 2025 terrifies me. I have not read all 900 pages word for word, but I've gotten the strong points, and I'm telling you, if that goes through, my other half is from Zimbabwe. My kids do not look like me, and I know that if anything like that were to go through, we will immediately be targeted, and we'll have to leave this country.
Wow. Well,
and to protect my children.
We won't let it happen, all right? That's why we're drawing attention to matters like this, all right?
That's all I wanted to say, Zeus. Thanks for bringing me up.
You're welcome.
Just hope that things change. That's all I can hope
and
for.
They will and they shall, all right? Thank you once again, sassy nurse, right? This is what happens. This is what happens when you bring a real topic onto TikTok. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and I do mean this. This is what happens when you bring a real topic out here on TikTok. MAGA, they get scared. They get terrified because, again, this one is hitting home. I've seen a lot of this going on the app, and I said, you know what? This needs to stop right now. I don't want to see any MAGA women on this app trying to hold their partner, their husband, or significant others accountable because they found out somewhere along the way that this person they were dating or this person they were married to was cheating on them with someone else. I don't want to see it on this app. Stick to doing what you've been doing, all right? Which is spreading lies and misinformation, which I say you shouldn't do. But for you to sit out here and try to call these guys out after we've been telling you all these years, all this time, that you are enabling them to do this with your unwavering support to Donald Trump. After we've been telling this to you, and you refused to listen to what we had to say. As a matter of fact, you went one step further. You called us liars. You threatened us, right? You know, they like to threaten. You hosted all kinds of nasty lives about us. Now you want to be victims. I don't buy it, not one bit, ladies and gentlemen. All right? I really don't. All right, greetings.
What's up, Zeus? How's it going, bro?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm all right. Listen, as a Democrat, how concerned should we be, just on the scale of 1 to 10, that Trump is going to win next November?
Oh, I'm not very concerned about that.
All right. And why is that?
Are you concerned?
Why are you more confident than I am?
Oh, because he got too many battles to fight in order to win. Mm-hmm. Politics is about addition, all right, not subtraction. And I don't think between 2020 and now his base got bigger. Do you?
Well, honestly, we're not going to know until Election Day. Let's be 100% real. But the thing that worries me, or should worry Democrats, is every damn indictment, his approval ratings go up, his poll numbers go up, and so it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
Well, they said that before Biden beat him too, right? They always were projecting Trump to be the winner, and then Biden beat him. You know, they always said Trump had bigger rallies, right? And then Biden's in his basement. And then Biden won, and I kept saying, you can't trust the polls. You really can't. A lot of people who support Biden, they're not even speaking about it. I mean, we're active on social media, but a lot of people who support him, they're not speaking about it. The man has 91 felony charges. I mean, his empire is crumbling financially. The Republican Party is in shambles. I personally, I don't think it's possible for Donald Trump to overcome all of those obstacles and pull a victory out of his, you know what? I just don't think it's possible.
I just think that when push comes to shove, okay, I'm going to say this and then I'm going to say why I'm saying it.
All
I
right.
think a lot of Americans are like, Trump is an asshole. Trump,
Well, listen, we
he
got to
says a
keep
lot
it
of
clean.
crazy.
Got to keep it
Oh, my bad,
clean.
my bad, my bad.
Now,
I got you. All right, Trump.
you said you're a Democrat?
Not really. I'm more of an independent, but
Can I ask you
my
some
thing is
questions?
people. It was yeah, sure, go ahead.
Okay, and you can be an independent, but how you answer them, it'll let me know how how you are. So the first question is, in your opinion, do you think President Biden stole the 2020 election?
No,
Okay, great. All right. How about this? Who do you think's responsible for January 6th, the attack on the Capitol?
I think Trump and his the just when I say Trump, it's the things that he said.
Yeah.
He
Okay, okay.
inflamed those people.
Okay, and all right, and then do you think President Biden or Hillary Clinton, do you think they're guilty of any crimes?
Hillary, no. Biden, who knows? Who knows what comes out of the Hunter Biden bullshit?
Well, keep it
But I don't think
clean.
Hillary was.
You said yeah.
Sorry.
Keep it clean. There's
My bad. My bad.
all right. So you think President Biden might be guilty?
On the, I don't know. I mean, who
I
knows?
mean,
Who knows what's going to come out of
do
all
you
that?
have anything concrete to say that he's guilty?
No. Do I have anything to prosecute Joe Biden? No, absolutely not.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, I guess the way that you answered those, I'll give it to you. You might be on the independent side. All right. I just wanted to get that out of the way.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right. And so, who did you vote for in 2016?
Trump.
Mm, you voted for Trump. Did you vote for him in
Correct.
2020?
And listen here, Urkel. I'm gonna fucking vote for him again. Okay, and and I know
This is
Trump's
right.
gonna win.
So,
You guys, I
so
watch your broadcast often, and I could see the fear. The fear. Whenever I ask, what are the chances that Trump's gonna win? And you're like, no, nothing at all. There's no chance. Get the hell out of here. You know Trump's gonna win, Zeus. You know that. You know it deep down. And your hatred, and this is for a lot of people in here, your hatred for Trump overrides what's best for you and your family.
mm,
That's what I don't get.
right, right,
In which way, answer me sincerely, in which way is Joe Biden better for this country?
right. So
Can you answer that?
now that the MAGA demon has revealed its head.
Listen, I don't
Let's
call
get on.
Democrats demons. I don't do
Let's
that.
let's get on with this conversation. So, why come in here under a false pretense?
Because Zeus, I know you're very quick to kick out opposition. I've seen it. I've seen it.
Okay. I mean, I wouldn't have done it.
Is that fair? Am I right?
I think you're being honest, but I would have preferred you to just keep it real from the beginning. What's all of this? What's all this?
I said nothing inaccurate. Listen, I said nothing inaccurate. I'm registered as an independent. You asked me who I voted for, and I said
No.
Trump.
Right, but then right after that, we get to the point where you called me Urkel and you said all of these things. So I'm like, okay,
Oh no,
this is somebody who disagrees with Zeus. You could come in and disagree with Zeus. I don't care.
referring to yourself in third person. That's classic.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. So I'm in here and
I like it.
I'm having a conversation, and you tried to get me off track with what I was talking about, but it didn't work. So I want to make sure we talk about this, right? And you can see I haven't kicked you. All right. So what are your
Kudos
thoughts?
to you. I'll give you credit for that.
Yeah. Because if this was the morning show, you probably would have got kicked. But I'm actually trying to have
I
conversation.
got you. Fair enough.
All right. So what is your angle on this topic that I got? Women who are Trump supporters, do you think they should be allowed to call their husbands out if their husbands cheat on them?
Okay. Can I just make sure I understand the question? You're saying that female Trump supporters, should they be allowed to call out their husbands? Of course they can. Why wouldn't they be able to? That's crazy to me. If somebody cheats, who cares what party they're with? Like, that doesn't make sense. That there's so much to talk about when it goes Trump versus Biden, GOP versus Democrats. I haven't heard one Republican ever say, I cheated on my wife, but I don't want her to tell anybody because I'm a Trump supporter? What am I missing here?
Well, that's the angle, right? Because that's ultimately what it says to most of the people, right? If you support Donald Trump, you have to admit you support a guy that cheats on his wives, right?
What? That doesn't make sense. Just Joe Biden does stuff that I'm sure you don't agree with.
But I'm not talking about Joe Biden. I'm talking about Donald.
Well, that's very convenient, Zeus.
Well, that's the topic.
I get you. To be honest with you,
do you know about Stormy Daniels?
Of course I do. Listen, we don't elect saints for president. We don't literally. We're not looking for who's the most holy person, who's the most honest person. I think maybe that should be a factor, but point blank, Americans aren't going to care about that. How many people in these swing states are going to go to the polls next year and cast their ballot on Stormy Daniels? I don't think there's that many.
There's a lot of single subject voters out here, all right? And so I want to
Stormy Daniels isn't one.
You don't think that a man that's been unfaithful to his wife matters? Huh? You don't think that a man that's been unfaithful to his wife?
Hold on, I get a phone call. You don't think that a
man that's been unfaithful? You got to drop and come back. Ladies and gentlemen, this is kind of what I was expecting. You gotta get in here and have these tough conversations with MAGA. All right, I'm glad you decided to reveal yourself eventually. All right, but I wanted to carry the conversation. So here's where I stand. All right, I do understand no one's perfect. Right, I don't think there's a perfect human being on the face of this earth. Right, but I also believe you judge a man or a woman by their principles. Right. If your lifestyle is, let's just say robbing and stealing, then I'm going to judge you according to that, right? Hello?
Understood.
Is everything
okay?
Yeah,
I'm here.
Is everything okay with your phone? All right. If your lifestyle is if your lifestyle is I'm a God-fearing Christian, then I'm going to hold you to those standards, because I don't think if you're not being held to the standards that you talk about and portray yourself as, then I don't know what to do with you. I can't trust you, right? And so along those lines, if a person tells me that they're a Christian, I'm going to expect them to uphold the values of what Christians are supposed to uphold, right? And so what puzzles
I'm following along.
And so what puzzles me is Donald Trump is not a very Christ-like individual. When you look at his conduct,
fair point.
I don't think he needs to be perfect, but the path of in his path of his career, we got fraud. We got multiple situations where he's cheated on his wives. We have the way he talks about other people. It's just very, very, very terrible and un-Christ-like. And so for the life of me, I don't quite understand how a person who says they're a Christian could justify supporting a person who's everything but a Christian, right? Because
I see your point, and if
I think if I were to say let's just take, a lot of times they like to bring up let's just bring up a random terrorist. We're going to say a terrorist. If I openly support a person who's a terrorist, you would conclude I support terrorism, right? Right?
Okay, I'm with you.
And so that's how it is with MAGA women in this case. If you openly support Donald Trump, you're openly supporting a man who cheats on his wives. You're openly supporting a man who commits fraud. You're openly supporting a criminal. So how can you find it in yourself to get out here and start accusing anybody else of being those things and not talk about Donald Trump that way?
I feel that the correlation between the two, you're just off. I've seen your broadcast multiple times, and you have some really good topics up there. I think this one just doesn't land for me.
I get
Like
it.
I get your point. It's a point.
Why does it,
Okay,
but
but go ahead. Go ahead.
I wish you would have simply, kind of answered the question though. I mean, I get it's one that's uncomfortable. I think the topic is uncomfortable based on the conversations that I've had. It's a very uncomfortable conversation because it would do something that most MAGA folks don't want to do, which is take accountability. I've never met a MAGA person that's willing to take accountability for their conduct. Never.
That is absolutely crazy, Zeus. That if a Republican cheats on their wife, they should be called out for it. They should everything.
They should
Okay,
be.
like that's just asinine. Go ahead.
You think
They should be?
Okay, so why didn't you
They
do that
should
with
be.
Donald? Why
Go-
didn't you?
go ahead.
Why don't you do that with Donald Trump?
But there's so many politicians. What you mean? Joe Biden has been perfect. What about the terrorine nonsense and stuff like that? I don't want to get back and forth. I think this country loses whenever we get.
You made a claim. You said.
Hold on. I let you listen, Zeus. I let you talk uninterrupted. Like, come on, man. I just think this country loses big time when we debate how holy or how perfect our politicians are. I think the debate should be more based on what are the policies of each party. And I think that's where the Republicans win. I think the Republicans lose on conversations like you want to have, and I give you credit for that. But I think the policies the Republicans have are better. Go ahead.
I would love to get to a space with you where we can debate policy and most MAGA. I would love to get to a space like that. But the problem is we can't agree on some of the core fundamental facts that exist in our country right now. We can't agree on those facts yet. So why would we be talking about more complicated matters when we can't even get our foundation straight? You know what I mean? And this to me is a very critical.
Like, give me an example of what you're talking about.
Well, a majority of MAGA, a majority of Trump supporters, and if you were serious, you kind of passed, but a majority of them, they think the election was stolen, for instance, right? A majority of them think Nancy Pelosi is responsible for January 6th. Right?
But we're not talking policy again. We're talking about things that aren't policy based. And that's where the Democrats fail, is whenever I say, let's have a policy debate, you start talking about January 6th. You start talking about how Kevin McCarthy kicked Nancy Pelosi out of her office. What are we doing? This is where Democrats lose.
Okay, and that's your opinion, and then you're entitled to that. And I notice we're still not getting answers to my original topic, which is what I think is the problem as well. When we start getting to the place where you have to take accountability for the things you're saying, you change the subject, right?
Zeus, how are you saying that I'm not answering your question? I said 100%.
Because earlier, I got a good.
I've answered your question.
No. You said Republicans will hold other Republicans accountable if they cheat on their wives. You made that claim, and then I asked you about Donald Trump, and now we're talking about policy.
Oh, wait. To be honest, I thought you meant should Republicans be called out for and held accountable for cheating. I'm talking about if I'm a Republican, if I cheat on my wife, I should be called out by my wife for it. I'm not policing the Republican that lives across the street from me.
Wait.
Like, what are we doing?
You said, see, and I got to make sure I'm listening to you. You said that if you cheat on your wife should call you out on it.
And she 100% would in a heartbeat.
Okay, now this is the part that I've been waiting to get to. How can she call you out, but then at the same time support Donald Trump, who does exactly what you're doing?
Because Zeus, my wife and myself, we don't base our policies or our politics off how well of a person. Go ahead.
This has nothing to do.
Go ahead, Zeus. I misspoke.
I'm talking about how can she look at Donald Trump and say, hey, he's my guy. And even though she knows he cheats on his wife, has SA'd women, and then turn around and condemn you for doing those things. Do you see the hypocrisy? And this
It
has
just
nothing to do
doesn't
with
make.
policy. This is not a policy
But that.
conversation.
But Zeus,
This
can
is
I?
a man's principles. This is a woman's principles. This is ethics. All right. If a
But
person doesn't
Zeus.
have these things, you don't got anything.
But Zeus, this is where you lose me. Would you have this conversation back in the 90s when there were female Democrats still voting for Bill Clinton?
Why are we talking about?
Like, what are we doing?
Why are we talking about
Did Bill Clinton?
This is you and your wife.
That's what I'm talking about, Zeus. The comments that you make, they don't make sense because Democrats have done the same thing. So you could sit there and try and pin down Trump people, but Democrats have done the same. So if you want to talk about
You wouldn't answer the
policy
question.
and what party is, go
You wouldn't
ahead.
answer the
I've
question.
answered the question.
No, you didn't.
I answered the question 10 times, Zeus.
I said.
Come on, bro.
Let me make sure you understand what the question is. Maybe I was talking too fast. How can your wife?
Dude, don't talk down to me.
No, I'm saying I may have been talking too fast.
Don't.
We got a phone call. No, I'm saying I may have been talking too fast. Okay, listen, all right. Again, how can your wife cheer on Donald Trump, who has SA'd women and cheated on multiple wives? How can she really come to you and say, I have a problem when you do it? Because if you follow the logic, when she's cheering on Donald Trump, she's simultaneously giving you a pass to do it. That's the question, and you won't answer the question. You bring up Bill Clinton, you're talking about policy. The question is, if you can keep up with the conversation, how can she do that? All right. I mean, and there's people here who legitimately have the same concern. So when you don't answer it, we feel like you're being disingenuous.
I think it is absolutely ridiculous, Zeus, that I've seen your broadcast. 9 out of 10 times you have a great topic up there that really makes sense.
That ain't no crib walk.
I just think that you're now talking about the Democrats are also guilty of, and you know that, okay?
So you're not going to answer the question, and maybe
answered the
I
question,
can get it from somebody else. I thought we were having a good conversation.
Zeus, when you want to have a policy debate, I want to have a good conversation with you. This bullshit,
not a moral,
it's not good.
You don't like having
horrendous.
moral
You can't sit there and say, how could a Trump voter blah 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 because of what Trump did? Well, what about a Bill Clinton voter?
You don't want to have a moral conversation.
And you could sit there and say these things, Zeus. And once again, your broadcast 9 out of 10 times, great topic. This is horrendous. You can't throw a question out there. Then when they say, "What about the Democrats?" you say, "Well, you can't do that."
So you don't want to have a moral
ridiculous,
conversation.
Zeus.
So let me make sure we're on, because I want to make sure I firmly understand. You're willing to talk to me about policy, but you're not willing to talk to me about morals.
It is impossible for me to sit here and talk to you about morals whenever I flip the script and bring up a Democrat. You say you can't do that.
We can talk about Democrats.
How's that fair?
After you finish talking about MAGA first, but I don't do both. I don't flip-flop between Democrats and Republicans and all these other different topics just to get one answer. All right? So I take you at your word, and if I'm having a political conversation, we'll talk about that. But
I'd love to have a good conversation with you about that. This stuff, whenever I agree with you, how can Republican females look in the mirror and say, you know what, how can I vote for this person? Okay, I get that. But when you see the country running the way that it is now, they don't care about it. They don't care, and that's where we're just way off.
Okay. So they don't care about the morals.
I honestly believe a lot of people will go back to voting for Trump because of how bad of a job Biden is doing.
So
Female and
what
male.
I'm what I want to make sure you and I understand, a lot of people will put aside their morals and ethics, right?
100%. There's no Catholic. There's no person that goes to church every Sunday and can
So should
say,
a person?
hold
So
on one second.
let's
Let
go
me
there.
finish.
Let's explore that.
Let me
Let's
finish.
explore that.
Let me finish my point. There's no person that goes to church every Sunday or Saturday, no matter what religion, and say, you know what, Donald Trump is one of me, is one of us. Like, I get that 100%. But once again, we're not electing saints for president. Go ahead.
Got it. And so along the lines that a person is willing to set aside their morals because they don't think Biden is doing a good job.
Mm-hmm.
How could a person that is willing to set aside their morals on one end not set them aside on the other?
But how?
When it comes to their husband, because I'm going to say this, your husband's sitting at home, he's paying the bills with you, right? He's carrying his weight perhaps as well, but he's doing these things that you consider immoral. Why not set it aside for that guy? That's actually helping you survive.
I'm with you, Zeus. This is a
That's the hypocrisy.
winning topic for you when the person that's debating you can't go say, "What about the Democrats?" I'm with you, and it's a good topic where I could see why a lot of Republicans come up here. They're not going to have a good answer because you're not going to give them any wiggle room. I get it. It's a great conversation for you. I get it 100%. But I could sit there and say, well, all the ladies back in the 90s, they would have left the Democratic Party forever because of Bill Clinton. That didn't happen, nor should it happen.
But you can also understand, right?
Uh-huh.
It's you and I talking, but this is a situation a lot of people in the country find themselves in. You can also understand that that's a reality. It's more so than it's just a topic for me. This is a reality.
100%.
All over America.
But it's just not. You act like it's just Republicans cheating on their wives. There's also Democrats doing it, right?
People of all walks of life.
That's what I don't get.
Right? But when I spoke earlier, I say the way I react and I talk to people, I judge people based off of the principles, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if a person is professing themselves to be Christians, which is what MAGA tends to do, patriots, which is what they tend to do, then that to me means there's standards that they need to uphold when they carry themselves, right? And when we try to hold you up to those standards, then all of a sudden you stop taking accountability for those standards that you want us to try to live by, but you yourself won't.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the issue. This is why I do the work that I do in making sure I call out MAGA hypocrisy. Because while we're all not perfect, when it's time to be held accountable, most of the time where I'm from, you got to go, you know what? I did that. I made a mistake, and go through whatever process it takes to resolve that. If that means you got to go to jail, go to jail. Quit blaming other people for your failures. And be consistent. So what I would hope from this conversation is if you're a MAGA woman and you support Donald Trump, and you now know that when you support Trump, you're also giving your husband a pass, I hope you sit back and think to yourself, well, maybe I shouldn't openly support a person who's been cheating on his wives, committing SA, living a life of fraud, because what I'm doing is giving my husband or my partner permission to do the same thing to me. And I would be a hypocrite trying to call him out for doing it while supporting Donald Trump.
But you're saying these things, and you know damn well that Democrats have done the same stuff. That's why I just don't get why we're saying these things when Democrats have done the same things. Like, it just doesn't make sense, Zeus. You're acting like your party does nothing wrong. All politicians are scumbags. And you know that, and I know that.
We're talking morals.
Okay. You mean no Democrats have terrible morals?
No matter what walk of life you are, morals count. If you do something, and it's wrong, you need to be held accountable. It doesn't matter what party. MAGA is the party, though, that will not take accountability. Democrats, when they get caught, or other people, it takes them a little bit, but there's not going to be a bunch of people rallying behind going, well, you know what? I support these people who are committing these crimes. No, it doesn't work like that.
Why hasn't Biden told Bob Menendez to resign? Why hasn't Biden done that?
That's not Biden's job.
Oh,
But if
that's
you
weird.
ask me, if Bob
That's weird.
Menendez broke the law, put him in jail.
That's weird.
You know, I'm not going to defend the indefensible.
George Santos, once again, that's a good one. George Santos should be gone too.
But you see how you can quickly say these people should be gone. You can quickly do it, but when it gets to Donald Trump, this is when we get all of the deflection. This is when all of a sudden you have the ability to set aside your moral compass, put it over there and say, well, I'm willing to let that go because Biden's doing a terrible job. I get that. That's your behavior. That's MAGA behavior. And it's wrong.
I just find it comical, Zeus, that you're having this argument. When back in the 90s, the Democrats did the same thing. I don't want Republicans in office. I'm going to let Bill Clinton cheat and I'm going to vote for him again. And you know that, Zeus. You know that. Once again, if you talk about policies, if you talk about other countries respecting this country, Trump is the winner there. None of this shit that's going on now.
Keep it clean. Keep it clean. Come on now. You listen, we've been having a nice, clean conversation.
What? My bad. Zeus, I swear a lot. Sorry, bro.
No, I know, but we got to have standards.
I'm with you.
All right. Well, listen, there's a couple of more people I got to check in with before I get up out of here. But I do appreciate you having the courage to get in here and have the conversation. All right. Even though I flat out disagree.
And that's fine. We could do that. We could disagree. And I appreciate you letting me up here, bro.
Yeah. We can have a political conversation, but this is more on the moral side. All right.
You got it, brother. Be good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give him a round of applause. He was the first one to get in the box and talk about what it is that he believed in, but unfortunately we couldn't get any real clear answers. We couldn't get any clear answers when it came to explaining MAGA's inability to condemn bad behavior, especially when it's tied to Donald Trump attacking greetings.
Wow. That was interesting. Let's see. Every time you ask a question to Trump lovers or fake Christians, they have to go back to the 1990s, Bill Clinton, and so on and so forth. We removed Al Franken for a picture of his hands 3 feet away from a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't touch her. And she never came out and said anything about it up until years later. Correct. Donald Trump and Bill Clinton. I don't remember Bill Clinton being on a bus saying you can grab women by the private parts. I don't remember Bill Clinton say that he would pop a Tic Tac in his mouth and because he's attracted to women and go up and kiss them.
Right.
I don't remember Bill Clinton saying that he could walk into the dressing rooms of naked underage teens. I don't remember Bill Clinton saying on the Wendy Williams show that he and his daughter have sex in common. I don't remember Bill Clinton saying any of the stuff that Donald Trump has done. We did hold Bill Clinton accountable, just like we hold everybody accountable. And we say if there's information to get somebody impeached or removed or criminally charged, we say do that. Right. Unlike some of the fake Christians that are in your room now.
Right.
That listen to you and me and ignore the facts that Donald Trump has said disgusting, degrading things to women.
Right.
And his wives. You guys just give him a free pass. I don't care. So your ethics, your morals, your family values, you will have your children and you will point up to the orange fat man in the sky and say, I want you to be just like him. Yet, you lie about Joe Biden doing certain things, saying that he's sniffing children's hair in front of the family, in front of an audience, in front of cameras. But yet, the pictures that I see, I don't hear sniffing sounds. I don't see his nose flaring up like he's inhaling the essence of a child. But yet you guys will lie about it and say whatever. So the hypocrisy and the immorality of some of these fake Christians, fake Trump lovers, always wanting to put, well, look at Bill Clinton. Why do you have to go back to the 90s? Why can't you stay in today's, within the past 10 years?
Exactly.
So why do you have to go back so far? Literally, Donald Trump has said everything out loud to your face, and you ignore it. He said, I took the documents. They're mine. I showed them. I can do that. Now he's processing documents with his lawyers saying he doesn't have to abide by the Constitution of the United States. And each and every one of you immoral, unethical, fake Christians that are in this room, praise him for saying that, and you don't give a darn. You blame Joe Biden for the stuff that was handed to him from Trump. You give Trump credit for the great economy and job market that Obama handed Trump. You say Trump got the black community unemployment down historically. Well, all he had to do was stay out of the way because of what Obama did. You say Obama, he was dividing the country. I don't remember any of Obama's speeches saying us and them, red and blue. The fake media is destroying everything. We got to get rid of them. Right. No, only Donald Trump.
Exactly.
And each and every one of you immoral, unethical, fake Christians out there, I made a video putting out some passages from the Bible showing the hypocrisy of your lies that you're willing to praise Trump for as you're pissing and spitting on God. So don't go saying you're a Christian and God will size you up when you get up to the pearly gates. I'm sorry. You ain't getting to the pearly gates. As a matter of fact, there's floating buoys with barbed wires in front of the pearly gates, kind of like Babbitt or whatever the guy's name. Abbott is in the river. So you're not getting anywhere close to the pearly gates because of your hypocrisy. You can't lie and then get on your knees again, because you were on your knees earlier for Trump. Now you have to get on your knees for God while you're going to bed. The thing is this, you can't lie, cheat, and steal during the day and praise God and ask God for forgiveness at nighttime. He's going to say, yeah, right. See, my God loves everybody. My God loves the LGBTQ community. My God loves everybody. Because see, the thing is this, God, as you guys say, God is all-knowing. He made everything. Well, if God made everything, that means he made gay people, lesbians, hermaphrodites. God made everything on this planet, because if God made everything on the planet, he knows what's going on. You can't be selective of the Bible. You can't say, God doesn't like gay people. Yes, he does, because he made gay people. He made everything that we have right now. This phone that I'm talking into, God made, because he gave the scientists and inventors the ability to think of these things. But you fake Christians go into the closet thinking God's not going to see you. As your hypocrisy grows for a fat orange man who's blowing smoke up your fat butt, lying to you as he says, I'm not lying to you. And then you got some fake guy here, Snuggle, stealing somebody's eyebrow because he isn't man enough to be his own person. That he has to lie with the information that is put in front of him, distorting it, and he's too chicken to do one-on-one with me because I'll ask him for documentation, but he won't ever come to my broadcast because he knows I'll kick him down because he doesn't have anything to show. But for you fake Christians, that Bible, that's toilet paper to you. Because you're wiping your butt with it every time you say something good about Trump, approving everything good about Trump, and ignoring all the bad stuff Trump has done. You're the ones destroying this world. You're the one who's separating people. You're the one who's willing to lie as you say, oh, we need unity. Do you need a hug?
Absolutely not.
So for you people,
thank you attacking.
I'm done.
Thank you for the gifts.
Oh, by the way, I made a video of fake Christians reading Bible passages. Maybe you some fake Christians go look at my videos.
They go look at Attacking's
All
videos,
right, I'll
especially.
drop. Let somebody else
All
up.
right, Attacking, and you know what, Attacking, I got to give it to you. Say, thank you for coming up here and putting it all in perspective for MAGA. All right, I really do appreciate that. All right, you touched on everything, my good friend.
Thank you, man.
All
And
right,
by
let's
the
give
way,
Attacking a round of
and by
applause.
the way, we do want accountability correctly, and we also do want justice to be served to everybody. Nobody is above the law. I'll drop.
Yeah. So, this conversation has definitely gone in a way I didn't expect it. But what we're getting at now is we're basically at a point where we need to know: does MAGA have any morals? All right, now Janae, welcome.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I told you I was going to do a show about this, right?
Yeah, actually, you did.
Yeah.
And I
Okay. And
haven't, I
so,
mean, I leave when I hear attacking because his voice is so, I want to be nice. Anyway,
yeah, yeah. So, you've heard a little bit about what we've been talking about, right?
yeah, that other guy, that Oh Daddy or whatever, man, he kicked your butt. He mowed over you, bud.
Mm.
Like a big
Right.
time. Yeah, thanks. Like a
Right.
lawnmower,
Right. Right.
like a lawnmower.
Right. Everyone does, right? It's according to the way you say it. But I want to really dive into this topic with you because
No, I
I
don't want anyone up
understand
here. I don't want anyone up here with me. This is just
it's
you and
just
I.
you and
I
me.
know they
It's
keep asking in the comments. I just said no, no,
oh
I'm
no,
not
I
doing
won't
that.
do that. I'm not gonna
Okay.
do that. It's just you and me.
Okay, ask the questions. Oh wait, you know what's? Well, hold on, real quick. It's funny because you guys are saying that we're not naming people that are recently did it or actually in office. I beg to differ. Go look at Gavin Newsom. Okay, Mayor of L.A. Antonio. Okay, these are all cheaters, by the way, on their wives. Just FYI. John
Okay,
Edwards.
I get it.
By the way, Bob Mendez and his wife. You know what they got him on? He's indicted on bribery charges, sweetheart. Try that one on.
Okay.
As well as
So
both,
what
just
that shows
FYI,
me,
both Bushes, and then let's not forget about Clinton under the Oval Office. Wow,
oh,
gotcha.
okay. So
So
I can
no
tell you,
Democrats cheat. No Democrats cheat, huh?
right.
Y'all kept
So
voting for them. The hypocrisy
that's
in here
interesting.
kills me.
That's interesting, Janae. So what that shows me is you do your research,
I
right?
did of course I did.
Okay, and so I'm actually quite impressed that you've researched and you found Democrats who committed crimes and
There's
things of
not
that
that.
nature.
Bob Mendes, I think you guys know he committed a crime because he actually got indicted recently. Now,
Right.
I didn't know Gavin Newsom, the chosen one. I didn't know he cheated like crazy. And this Gary Hart, he was a presidential. Now, this was back in
And so let me
1987,
ask you,
but
what do you
it
think,
was a lot of cheating.
Janae, what do you think should happen to these cheaters?
I have no. They're on their own. I I don't rule their life. I'm not.
But you said
I
they
don't.
got caught. You said they
Excuse
got
me.
caught. Should they be held accountable?
For cheating, yeah, their wife should hold them accountable, of course. This isn't for the
Okay.
country to hold accountable. Their wife, Zeus. This is between
Hmm.
him and his wife. Unfortunately, when you're in the position that they're in, it's going to be global. Everyone will find out. So
Yeah.
don't
And so,
cheat.
oh, okay.
But I'm not going
But
to judge them for it because it's not my way. It's not my part to judge. I've told you this 100 times over. You're the most
right.
judgmental
Okay.
person, along with your little minions, as well.
So you don't judge these people who cheat on their wives.
What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Please tell me what I'm supposed to do. Go after them?
I mean, what are your morals?
What
What
am
are
I
your
supposed to
morals?
do? My moral. But that's mine. That's not theirs.
Right. But Janae, this is just you and me talking, and I'm trying to make sure I understand where you're coming from. All right. So you believe that men who cheat on their wives should be held accountable, but you say you're also not going to judge them for it, correct?
By their wives. By their wives. By their wives. It's
Oh,
what's the marriage? It's between a man and a wife. Okay, hold on. And God. Now, guess what? That's between all three of them. That has nothing to do with me. I'm not there sitting there watching them actually get buried by each other. That's just I don't have time to worry about who cheats on who. Period.
hmm. Okay. Okay. Okay, but if you're in public office, you do understand that, this kind of stuff is public
That's
business.
on them, boo. That's on them. That's not on me. I'm not going after them for what I don't look and see if they cheat before I vote for them. I'm looking at their policies.
Oh,
I'm looking at what they do, what they've done for us in California. I wouldn't look at Newsom if I really liked him, and I wouldn't say, hey, you know what? He cheated on. He did some discretionary stuff with his wife. I think I'm not going to vote for him. Are you kidding me? If that's the only one I had to vote for, of course I'm
so
gonna. I'm not going to
so
judge him on
basically,
that.
so
That
you
has
agree with
nothing
the
to do with my, hold on, it has nothing to do with my morals, Zeus.
so,
Period. I can't judge them.
okay, I get it. Okay.
You can all day long. I'm not going to judge you on you judging them because you're doing it now.
What am I doing?
You're the most judgmental person. What did you write up there, Zeus? And what have you been preaching today? Oh,
So
all the MAGA
I,
girls are, if they vote for Trump, they are endorsing someone that cheats. What? You make no sense.
okay,
None.
okay, so I got enough that I think I understand. So it seems like you agree with the previous uh caller who said he is able to set aside their morals because of Biden's
I
doing
didn't
a
set aside. I
terrible
would
job.
never ever set aside my morals. Please don't put words in my mouth.
No,
My
that's what
morals
he
are
said.
my
That's
morals.
what he
I
said.
would never expect you to understand my morals because I don't judge you on yours.
Wait, so you wouldn't put aside your morals
For who? For
for
who?
for a candidate?
I'm not looking at them on if they cheated or if they stole. Or I mean, what am I supposed to do? I'm going off policy. I stole. That's one thing, but I'm not looking at their marriage. That's not something for me to judge. You kidding?
Right.
The whole cabinet, 90% of the politicians cheat. Let's be honest.
Oh, okay, 90%. So
I mean,
now
that's a
that
big
we've got,
percentage.
so you agree, you're basically agreeing with him when he says you will set aside your morals
No,
for a
I
candidate.
never said that. I never said that. Don't put words in my mouth, sweetie.
Would you set aside your morals to vote for, let's say, a person who was a terrorist?
I would never vote for a terrorist.
Why?
Period. Point blank.
Why? Why?
Listen to the word terrorist. I mean,
But
come
what
on.
about your
That's just
morals?
silly.
I'm
I'm
talking
telling
about
you,
your
Zeus, I've
morals.
never met someone that is the perfect definition of you and your minions. You guys
Janae,
are
you said
enigmas.
earlier
Look up
you're
the
not
word.
going
You
to,
guys should have, instead
Janae,
of Zeus, you should have enigma.
Janae, you said you're not going to judge them for it.
Judge
So
who?
it seems
Who am I here to judge? Please tell me. Who
the
am I here
person
to
that I
judge?
labeled a terrorist, I said, would you vote for a terrorist? You said
I'm not
no.
judging
Why?
him. I'm
Because
just
they're a
telling you
terrorist.
facts. I would not go with someone that's a terrorist. Period.
Why?
That's too. Are you cheating and terrorist? Let me
Why?
think. That's not even
I mean,
close. You're being
my
silly.
question is, Janae, my question is, are you not going to do it based on your morals? That's it.
My morals have nothing to do with who I'm voting for. Period. Point blank.
Okay.
My morals are
So why
my
wouldn't you
morals.
vote for a
I
terrorist?
can't push someone to do what I want them to do, Zeus. Period. I can tell
Right.
you to go jump off a bridge right now. Are you going to do it?
But Janae, why wouldn't you
Are
vote for
you
a
going to do
terrorist?
it? Are you going
Janae,
to
you're
do
not
it?
answering my. You're
Are
not
you
going to
going to
answer my
do it?
question. You're not going to answer my question.
What question?
I said, why wouldn't you vote for a terrorist?
I just told you. See, you don't
Is
listen,
that
Zeus. You just keep reverting back to the same question that you're asking to try to what's that called? That word. There's a word for it. It's like
because
you
you
flip
said
flop.
something, Janae, you said something that really, made me feel sad.
I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for you.
You said something that made me very sad. And okay,
Bless your heart.
when you said your morals have nothing to do with who you're voting for.
Correct.
That actually made me feel a little sad, Janae.
Okay.
Because if a person doesn't have any morals,
I have morals. I
what do
never
they
told you I didn't
stand
have
for?
morals.
What do
I
they
didn't tell you
stand for?
I already, what are you talking? Zeus, I cannot. So, okay, wait a minute. Let me ask you something. I have a ton of friends. I have some friends that have cheated on their wives or cheated on their girlfriends. And you know what? They got back together. They repented. They did whatever they needed to do. What am I supposed to judge them their whole lives because they did that? They're still good friends to me. I'm not going to judge them, period. And I'm not going to be friends because they cheated. that has nothing to do with me. That's between a wife and a husband. It's not for the whole world to judge them on.
Okay. Well,
Do you not
let
get
me
that? Does that not like compute in your brain at all? So hold on, let me ask you. So if you knew of a friend that cheated on a friend, has nothing to do with you, you would drop those friends?
Yeah.
You would. You
Yeah,
would.
I don't want to
Okay.
I
Good to
don't
know.
want to be around that energy.
There you go. Okay.
I don't
So
want to
you're
be in there.
judgmental.
I
You're a
don't want
very
to be.
judgmental person, and you're judging other people for what they do versus looking at yourself and worrying about yourself. You
Yeah,
need to really
because
start worrying about yourself and not worrying
Janae,
about others. I'm telling you right now,
Janae,
your
Janae,
soul will be so much happier.
Janae,
Your
why would
little
I want to be
Satan
in
soul, your little Satan soul would be so much happier, Zeus. It really would.
okay,
I
but
promise you it would.
Janae,
Respectfully,
Janae,
respectfully.
Janae, all right. I mean, and I really do feel like you're doing the best you can to keep yourself together. All right. So
What are you
thank
talking
you for
about? I'm fine.
holding it together this long because I know this is very tough. Where'd you go, Janae? Where did she go? Janae, what happened? Janae, where did you go? Oh my gosh. Janae, come on back, Janae. Where did you go? I didn't see a warning. Maybe her significant other came and she had to get off real quick, perhaps. Okay, Janae, I'm gonna leave it open so you could come on back. Come on back, Janae. I really I wasn't done with our lovely check-in because I told you I was going to do this live and talk about this. Yeah. Did anybody block her? Did anybody mute her? If so, no, please do not do that. All right. She's definitely the reason I started this live because she was making some very bold statements and I wanted to make sure I addressed them. I did take some notes on what Janae did say to me. She says wives should hold them accountable because it's between the husband, the wife, and God, and she's not going to judge people for it. All right. Did I block you, Janae? No. Did Janae get blocked? Did anyone block Janae? Jesus Christ. Janae, nobody blocked you. I don't think anyone blocked you. Let me double check my list. Hold on, let me see. Let me check my list. I do not want to have to start going through the list, but let me make sure I get it. Oh, there it is. Blocked accounts. There you go. Janae, I don't see you on the block list. Cut it out. Yeah, I don't see you, Janae. You're not blocked. 10-5, 10-6. Oh, wait a minute. 10-13. Hold on. Yeah, I don't see you on the block list, Janae. I don't see you. Yeah, I don't see you, Janae. I'm so sorry. All right, all right. She's not at the top. So Janae, I think you ran because we were getting somewhere. The main thing here is what I learned is you're willing to set aside your morals, and this is why I have this topic here. You're willing to set aside your morals for Donald Trump because you think he'll do a better job than President Biden. You don't judge people, but you seem to have had a long list of Democrats that you were willing to judge, all right, starting with Gavin Newsom on down, which to me shows that you're a hypocrite. Oh, there you are. See? There you go. There you go. See, I knew you were going to get back here. You don't got to lie, Janae. You don't got to get in here. You don't got to lie about stuff. All right. I would have seen it say block.
No, someone blocked me. They knew that
No,
I got
it
blocked
did,
because why would I
it
dumb
didn't
down?
say
I'm not
block.
scared of you
It
guys.
didn't say block,
I don't.
Janae.
I'm telling you right now, someone blocked me because I couldn't find you on this account, and then they must have unblocked me when I went to the other one scared because your mods are stupid. I mean, I can't believe they did that. They all thought I ran. I'm not gonna run. I'm not scared of you guys. It's not cool. We don't do that to you, Zeus. I would
Janae,
never
cut
do
it
that
out.
to you, so don't do it to me, and don't let your mods do that shit. It's wrong.
Janae,
Stuff.
Janae, before you make
Period.
accusations, you gotta
There
have
was no
the evidence, all
accusation.
right?
How all of a sudden did I block? I can only
Mods,
tell you
please
what I
ignore
saw.
Janae.
Bottom
She's
line.
trying to get out of the conversation. All right.
Not at all.
So let's get back to where we're going. And the point
Okay.
I want to get to before you lose connection again is this.
I'm
You
not
said
losing
that
connection.
you're married, correct?
Yes. Very
All
happily
right.
married.
All right. You're happily married, right?
Been with my husband since I was a teenager. We were high school sweethearts. Yes.
All right. Has he ever cheated on you?
No.
Have you ever cheated on him?
No. That's not in my bio.
Okay.
I would never do that.
Okay. Okay. If he were to have decided to cheat on you, what would your
That would be
reaction
between
be?
him and I. I don't know. I've never been cheated on, so I don't know what my reaction would be. Obviously, I'd be hurt. I mean, I
Well,
love him so
earlier you
much. I
said
don't
what,
know. It would hurt.
90%? Earlier you said what? How many people cheat? 90% of people cheat?
No, I said that was a high percentage. I was being facetious.
Oh, what percentage of people would you say cheat?
Around the world,
Yeah.
300 million people here. I'm sure a lot.
What? Give
Nowadays,
me a
it seems like
percent.
it's the thing.
What's the percent? 10%? Janae.
No, it's higher
Janae.
than that, Zeus. Let's be honest. It's higher than that.
What,
Let's be honest.
how high?
I don't know. Have you checked it? How would I know? I
I'm
can
just
throw a
trying to
number
get
out there, and then you're gonna hang that number. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take a hanger and hang that number on what I say. I'm not gonna do that, Zeus, because I haven't looked it up.
50%,
I have
Janae.
no clue.
50%.
Do you think people are gonna tell you if they cheat? Half the time they cheat behind their wife's backs because there's a reason, or they just do it. I don't know why they do it, Zeus. I'm not in their body. I have no clue.
I mean, I basically want you to come to the conclusion that there's a good possibility that you've cheated on your husband or he's cheated on you, right?
No, there's no good possibility. I've never cheated on my husband. Nice try, though. And
No,
I
no,
would
no, because I'm
never.
asking you what
I
percentage. You
just told
can't be
you.
the one
Did you not
exception.
hear? I just told you. I would never cheat on my husband. I mean, would it matter to you if I did?
Well, it does because I know where you stand morally. Morally, you
Okay, well,
say
I
you're a
haven't.
Christian.
So,
You're
no.
a Christian. So,
You
as a
know what? Do
Christian
me a
woman,
favor. Do me a favor. Knock the Christianity off, okay? I am a God lover. Okay, leave it like that. I follow
oh,
God.
so you're not a
Period.
Christian.
All I said was knock the Christian off right now because that's
So
all
you're
you're
not
going
a
to
Christian.
focus on that. I did not say that. I did not say that. I said I follow God.
Well, only the
Period.
devil, Danae, only the devil would tell me to stop bringing up Jesus.
I didn't tell you to stop bringing up Jesus. I just said, where is your mind? I didn't just say that. I
Okay, so
told you
let's.
I focus on one God and God above. Period, Zeus.
Okay, and so
Period.
that means you're a Christian. Why are you so afraid to admit you're a Christian, Janae?
I don't. I
Now you
follow
want to deny
one
your faith.
God. I
Now you want
follow
to deny
one
your
God.
faith.
I'm not going to let you label me because when you label me, all of a sudden you start calling us fake Christian. Stop. It's just
So you're
stupid.
not a
It's
Christian.
just stupid. I
Janae,
know
you're
that
not a
the
Christian.
person I follow is God. That's it. So move on because
Okay,
this isn't
okay.
even the
So
conversation.
okay, and so along those lines, right?
Hmm.
What I'm trying to get at, and it's the same place I got to with the previous guest.
Right.
A woman who supports Donald Trump and
Okay.
his immoral conduct,
Hmm.
right? You
No.
support Donald Trump, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Right? Even though you know what he's done.
What he's done in the past has nothing to do with me.
He continues to do it.
None of this is present. He has not. I looked it up. All the presidents that have cheated on their wives, he wasn't in there. So nice try. I don't
Janae,
care what he did
Janae, I
prior
got some.
presidency. I really don't,
Janae,
Zeus. Sorry. I
Janae,
don't.
Janae,
I didn't follow the man.
Have you read Cassidy Hutchinson's book?
I'm
In
never going
there,
to read that girl's book. She
in
was
there,
lying
she
when she
talks
said that
about.
he went for the dude's throat when he wanted to go to the Capitol. That all got debunked by all his service men.
Okay, so you
So
think? So you think?
I'm not going to believe someone that's going to sit there and say silly things like that. No, you can
Yeah,
write a book
I,
all day long. It's all fictitious.
yeah, yeah. But when you made the
There's no
claim that
facts
he's
in
gonna
it. There's
still
no
do,
facts in it. I'm going to listen to a girl that doesn't, please, that
so you trust
the
Trump? You
things that
trust
she was
Trump?
saying.
You trust Trump, right, Janae? Janae, Jesus
It got
Christ, something's
debunked.
wrong with your Wi-Fi, Janae. Cut it
What?
out. Something's wrong with your Wi-Fi. I'm gonna
No,
go
I'm
move on.
here. Has nothing to
Okay,
do with that. It has to do with my ear thing. Sorry. My
okay. Well, listen, I'm trying to move quickly because I got other things to do, but I wanted to make sure you understand where I stand on this.
Okay, where do
Most
you stand?
likely, most likely, people have to experience being cheated on in life, right? That's just human experience. That's part of living. And
Okay,
so
well,
along those
then why don't you
lines,
forgive Trump? Then why don't you forgive Trump? You just said what you said. You better
listen,
backtrack that one,
listen,
sweetie.
Janae, listen to what I'm saying. And along those lines,
Got you.
Donald Trump has a history of infidelity. He has a
Don't know his
history.
history.
He has a history of SA, right?
Bill Clinton. He does not have a history of SA. He
Yeah,
never
yeah.
got charged for SA.
And
It was liability and he has to
Janae,
pay. Stop.
Janae,
Stop,
and you proudly
Zeus.
support Donald
Stop.
Trump. And you proudly support a man who has
And
such a
you
history.
proudly support a man that sniffs little girls. It's disgusting. Let's be
Why
honest.
are we talking
So
so
because he's the president. You guys always say, well, he's running. Well, guess what?
okay,
Biden's the president.
okay,
So
okay.
yeah. Where are your
But you don't
morals?
but
Like, hang
Janae,
tight.
Janae,
Where are your morals?
Janae, you don't judge people, you said earlier. So I don't know
Where
why
are
we
your
keep bringing
morals?
up.
I'm
All
only.
right.
This isn't. This.
So
Hold on. This isn't judging. This is facts. I can only tell you what I see visually. I've seen multiple, and I have them. Unfortunately, the algorithm doesn't push them towards you Democrats, but they're all in my bio. Go look.
okay. Now I'm gonna finish
of
what I
of
gotta
your
say, all right?
of your God Biden sniffing
Janae, I
15
gotta
different
finish.
little girls and wives.
All
And
right,
if you're
Janae.
morally, hold on, no, don't bump me. If you're morally
You don't
okay
have
with
any
that,
morals,
how sad
Janae.
is that? How
Janae,
sad
I
is
can't.
that? You're following
Janae,
a
I can't.
PD30. Shame on you guys.
Okay, all right, and that's
Someone
your
that sniffs
opinion.
little kids and bites little babies and does weird things. He's a creep. Period.
Yeah,
Point blank.
okay. And I get that's what you feel,
That is
but it's
exactly
wrong.
my opinion.
It's wrong, Janae.
Okay,
And why
maybe
would
in
you
your
sit up
eyes
here,
it's wrong, not
Janae?
mine.
Janae, why would you lie?
I'm not lying right now. That's
Why would
facts, sweetie. That's not,
what,
you don't, do you know what judgment means? When you judge
I do
somebody,
know this,
okay, then
Janae.
what's
No,
the
no, no.
definition of judgment? Because it's not what I'm doing right now. That's
Well, you're
factual.
lying,
I'm not
Janae. You're
lying. That's
lying.
factual. And don't boot me because it'll be that I won. If you're gonna boot me, I won.
No, I just
You were
can't
just getting
talk
ready to boot me. I love it.
because you won't let me
I'm
talk.
overpowering you because that's what I do. You do this to all the other Republicans. You can't do it to me,
No,
Zeus.
no, you just aren't listening. You're in a very
I have
defensive
been
mode.
listening. I know I'm not. I'm in a good
You're in
mood,
a very
actually.
defensive
I'm
mode,
in a very
and
good mood.
no, you're
How
in a
am I
defensive
losing? I'm
mode.
not losing at all. I'm just stating facts.
You won't answer a single
Okay,
question.
ask me a question then, Zeus.
You're gonna cut me off,
No, I won't.
Janae.
I promise. Look, I'm going to mute. Ask me a question.
Or I mean, I'm really trying to have a somewhat of an intellectual conversation when I'm in these lives talking, and I get
Please
it.
ask me a question.
I get that you and Snuggles and a lot of you're so worried about getting steamrolled that you just get in here and
Baby,
do the same.
I've been steamrolling you. You have not steamrolled me once.
Janae,
Period.
I've
Period.
heard Janae. Listen, I don't even have a steamroller in this live right now. I
What?
parked it way up the street. It's not
Okay.
even here.
Ask me a question, Zeus. You're just rambling. So ask me a question and I'll be quiet. I promise.
Okay, and will you answer the question?
I have been answering your question, Zeus.
Okay,
Ask me a
okay, okay,
question.
okay. So, how can you condemn men who cheat on their women, all right, in the one breath, including your
Wait, you mean
husband.
condone, right? Sorry.
No, condemn. If your husband cheated on you, you would probably condemn him. So how can you condemn him, but then at the same time justify supporting Donald Trump? It took us
He's
a
not.
long way to get to this question, but
Okay.
this is the ultimate question I've been wanting you to answer for
Okay.
me.
And I answered this, but I'll answer it again. Donald Trump is not my husband. I'm not loyal to Donald Trump. I am loyal to my husband. I vote for policy and I vote for the person that I think is going to be best for the presidency. I
Hmm.
don't vote for someone that I think is, well, he cheated, I don't know, 14 years ago, 30 years ago. Eek. That's not my place to judge him on, period. I'm not going to
Hmm.
do that. There's so
Okay.
many presidents that have been sitting in the presidential White House that have cheated, i.e., Bill Clinton. And then he lied to the country. So there are a lot of Democrats out there as well as Republicans. I'm not just throwing y'all under the bus, but you said it was all Republicans. I just showed you facts.
Okay, now that was a bit of a roundabout answer, but I think we can
Maybe.
simplify. I think we can simplify your answer in the form of saying, when it comes to voting for elected officials, your morals have nothing to do with it, which is what you said earlier.
My morals
Correct?
between the way I look at my morals are my morals. I can't deflect. I can't push my morals on Donald Trump. I don't even know him. So how am I going
Right.
to say, okay, Donald, here, if you don't connect with my morals, I'm not voting for you. But yet everything else that's on the ticket's right. Stop it, Zeus. And then I'm going to go to Biden. Why? Because maybe a couple people didn't cheat in there. Stop. That's just not going to happen.
Hmm. So policy wise, you're saying if a candidate has good policy, you have the ability to ignore their morals. You can set aside, and so then it goes back to
I
my
don't
next
look at their
question.
morals, sweetie.
Right, and I believe you don't, but then I'm
When it
confused
comes
because
to cheating, wait, hang tight, because this is going to be a ringer for me if I don't say it right. I don't look at their morals when it comes to them cheating 50 years ago.
oh
I can't judge them on something
oh
they did a long time
oh
ago, Zeus. That's like
oh
me
oh
judging you. Hang on, that's like me judging you. I don't know if what clickbait said was true. I would never judge you on something that he said. Okay. And if you did say, hey, I had a past, okay, I'm not going to judge you
yeah
on
yeah.
that, buddy. I'm not, period, Zeus, because I'm not like that.
Well
If you
well
said, if you and I, hold on, if you and I were just talking and you threw these, if turn these comments off, let's have a real conversation, Zeus, because you get off on these comments. If you could turn these comments off, I think you'd be a lot easier to talk to. Because I promise you, you've done stuff in your past. Don't tell me you haven't either. Maybe not
I'm not
cheating.
saying
Hold tight, maybe not cheating,
listen
but I
Janae,
guarantee
what
you,
exactly are you talking about?
who am I to judge you on what you did on your past? I'm not.
I'll say this, Janae. What clickbait suggested that I did, he was wrong.
Okay,
He's
and I
wrong.
believe, but guess what? I
But
believe you. I
and a
believe
lot of
you.
people listen, and a lot of people lie about what they think they know about me. All right, so
I,
I'm
and
glad
I
that you
believe you.
asked
That's why
that.
I'm asking you. Let
But
me
that
ask you,
that
Zeus,
doesn't
did
get
you
you
have a
off.
past? Did
That
you have
doesn't
a
no.
past? Be
Well,
honest, because
everybody
I've
that's
heard you
alive
say it.
has a past, but I want to make
Okay,
sure.
thank
I want
you.
to make sure we get
Thank
to
you.
the.
I'm
I
not going
want
to
to make.
judge you on it. Okay, I won't.
Well, that's
If you ran
subjective.
for Congress and hold on and what you were doing and what you were running on aligned with mine, then guess what? I'd vote
You
for
have
you
the
because I
ability,
wouldn't look at your past, sweetheart.
Janae.
I
I want to believe
is
you. I
that's
want to
not what
believe
I do.
you, but I just don't. I want to believe you, but I don't, and here's
You're
why.
in California. Did you
Um,
vote for? Wait, is Gavin Newsom your governor?
your internet
No, right?
connection
Where
is
are you?
your internet connection is terrible, Janae.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I'm fine. I'm doing good.
All right. So what you're saying is you don't care if Donald Trump essays women,
I just.
and because his policy is stronger, correct? Jesus
Who
Christ.
did you vote for in California as governor?
Okay, so I'm
Who'd
back.
you
You're
vote for
back,
in California as governor?
Janae.
Yeah. Who did you
All right.
vote for in California that was governor?
Jesus Christ. I thought you said you weren't going to
Who?
try to
Just tell
overtalk.
me. Just tell me who. Just tell me
Jesus
who
Christ,
you voted
Janae.
for. That's
Gosh
all.
darn
Come
it.
on, Zeus. Just
Jesus
tell me who
Christ.
you.
Jesus Christ. All right, listen. Well, Janae, now I did that one. So you all watched, no matter how many opportunities I gave Janae to stay on topic, she would rather talk in circles about everything other than what I am talking about. And I know why. It took me a while to figure out why. Because she's sitting at home possibly with her significant other. Thank you for the gifts. And she doesn't want to get to the real truth of the matter. She threw out a percentage, 90% of people cheat. Well, Janae, you are a part of people. That means there's a good chance you or your husband have cheated on each other. But you don't want to speak on that. Instead, you default to this response where you say, I don't judge people. But, Janae, the entire conversation we had, it was all based on you judging everybody other than yourself and your husband. You won't judge Donald Trump. And actually, you have the same quality the previous guest said that he called you out on and said, you know how to set aside your moral compass in order to vote for Donald Trump. So you can set aside your moral compass for Donald Trump. But if your husband cheats on you, all of a sudden, you want to bring out the Bible. You want to bring out the Bible? You want to bring out laws. You want to throw it in his face. I've been with you all these years. How could you do this to me? As if somehow now you're surprised that your husband or your partner has done this to you. See, Janae, whatever you were trying to do, I know ultimately it boiled down to you were avoiding taking accountability. You wouldn't even let me get to that part of the questioning because you were just talking. But you refused to take accountability, right? You refused to take accountability for the world you've created for yourself. And this is the problem right here. So I stand behind what I said earlier. If you're a woman that supports Donald Trump, a MAGA woman, I want you to understand, you do look like a hypocrite. Trying to condemn your partner or significant other for being unfaithful while you sit on the same couch that he helped you pay for, that same house he's helping you pay those bills in, and cheer on Donald Trump. You can try to out-talk me all you want to. You can label me whatever you want. You can call me all kinds of things. Zeus, do you have a past? What? What kind of question is that, Janae? Do you have a past? And the answer is yes. You have a past. And who did you mention? Clickbait. Clickbait has a past. And Donald Trump has a past. And why does that matter when you got on record and said, I don't judge anybody that has a past? Why bring it up? The answer is the question that I need you to focus on, Janae. And I do mean this out of the kindness of my heart. I want you to really sit back and think to yourself, am I being a hypocrite? Am I being a hypocrite? And the answer to that question, if you're being truthful, Janae, is yes, you're being a hypocrite. All right, you're being a hypocrite. You can type triggered all you want, Janae. We'll talk again, but I got to bring up other people. All right. Greetings, Dark Nutty.
So let me tell you something. I don't interrupt my game for anything.
Oh,
And I interrupted my game watching my alma mater, Michigan Wolverines, because Janae, 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 touchdown, Michigan. Janae, you're the one that's triggered.
yeah.
And here's the thing, Janae. Nobody wants to be in your box, not even your own husband. So, with that being said, Janae, you changed the goalpost at least 40 times while talking to Zeus. You are a liar. You are a cheat. You are deceptive. You did not get booted. You left. And when you got called out on it, you said, let me lie right quick. and let me try to make it seem as if he booted me because I was winning. Because that's all you all maggots say. I'm winning. I'm winning. You ain't winning jack. You're winning a first class ticket to hell. Now, if you want to say I'm judging you for that, for saying that, then so be it, boo boo clown, doo doo
Mm.
brown. Say whatever you want. But you are the most disgusting person I have ever met on TikTok. You're worse than Snuggles. You're worse than Conservative Lens because at least we know what devil we're getting with them. You're one of those devils that likes to be in sheep's clothing and come across just because of your sweet voice and you
Mm.
talk like this and I'm this, I'm that. You want to play the victim. Yes, I'm coming after you because you're not a victim. You are Satan reincarnate. Now,
Mm.
the fact that you kept saying you don't vote for people based on morals, we know because you voted for Donald Trump. We know that. And then you want to keep bringing up Bill Clinton. Listen, let me tell you something about Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton is a man. Bill Clinton lied under oath. That's why Bill Clinton got impeached. And you know what? He got impeached. So what? He got impeached. The American people said, you know what? We don't care that he lied about getting a BJ. This
Mm.
is what the American people said. We don't care that he lied about that. Did they
Mm.
endorse him doing that in the White House? No. None of us endorsed him for doing that.
Nope.
But when it came down to it, policy, Janae, do you know how to spell it? Policy. You know, there's a cartoon on YouTube called Blippy. Blippi. You need to go
Mm.
watch it. He can teach you something.
Mm.
We voted for Clinton for policy. We voted for Barack Hussein Obama for policy. We voted
Mm.
for Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. for policy.
Right.
You want to talk about him sniffing little girls' hair when he was literally kissing the head of his granddaughter at his son's funeral. How disgusting are you? How disgusting are you? And you call yourself a Christian. Guess what, Janae? I'm not afraid to say I'm a Christian. I'm not afraid to say I'm a sinner. We all
Mm.
fall short, right? I'm not judging you because that's the first thing you want to say. Oh, you called yourself a Christian, but you're judging me. Oh, hoo, hoo, hoo. That is your MO, Janae. You get in these boxes and you cry. You whine, 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 whine. I'm sick of you whining. You whine
Mm.
so much, you make us all drunk, and it's not even alcohol.
Mm.
Stop whining. Why don't you go and do some self reflection? Why don't you go try to reconnect with this husband that you say that you have that doesn't want to be in your box? I said what I said, and I'm not
Mm.
apologizing for it. You are a
Mm.
disgusting human being.
Mm.
Oh, hey, Zeus, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
Well, I'm a bit thrown off a bit because those are some very strong words. But
Not strong enough.
oh, but the truth is supposed to do just that. All right, it's supposed to split you down the middle. All right, and help you see who's in control. All right, and so I think ultimately the lesson here, Janae, is you got to start looking within yourself and taking accountability.
None of us
That's
are
why.
perfect. None of us are perfect. All right. But I am so sick and tired of the moral indignation of the right who want to claim to be the party of moral and ethical values. But yet the reason why, Janae, you don't hear Democrats talking about people who cheat on their wives. No one ever said Democrats don't cheat. No one ever said Democrats don't do wrong. But the reason why Democrats don't get lambasted like we're lambasting the Republicans is because the Democrats aren't the ones out there acting as though they're taking the moral high ground. They're not out there. They're not out there saying, "Oh, we got transgender people in the bathroom," and then it comes out they're the ones that are groping little kids
Right.
and little boys at that. They're not doing that, Janae. It's you people on the
Oh.
right. that keeps doing this stuff, and that's why you're getting lambasted. No one has ever said that the Republican Party is the only party that do wrong. Nobody ever said that in the history of life because we know that's a lie.
Right.
And then you want to bring up Menendez. The reason why Biden hasn't said anything about Menendez is because the party will take care of Menendez, unlike the Republican Party taking care of Santos. Because you
Political
let this
model.
known liar be seated. Kevin McCarthy let him be seated, knowing that he lied to the voters, knowing that he's being brought up, that he's being indicted, knowing all of this, but yet they let him be seated because they wanted a vote, they wanted power. The Democrats never would let that happen, and they don't let it happen. Because how many Democrats right now, Janae, how many Democrats have called for Menendez to resign, including the governor of New Jersey, who is a Democrat?
Mm.
So stop with this little fake outrage that you have, because it's fake.
Mm.
Because if you
Exactly.
want to talk about the party of morality, yes, I'm going to label it. It's going to be the Democratic Party, because we will not ever stop calling out our own.
Nope.
And sometimes I
Accountability
believe
across
we
the
do it to
board.
our own detriment, because Al Franken should still be in the Senate today. We do it to our own detriment. And
Yep.
I will be happy if the Democrats would stop calling for the resignation of Menendez.
Yep.
Democrats, stop. Because if the Republican Party will let the likes of a George Santos sit in their conference with these indictments, forget about telling Menendez to resign. Let him have his day in court like he is going to do. If he is
Exactly.
convicted in court, then we'll talk about getting him to resign. But we don't
Yeah.
have to worry about that, because if he gets convicted in court, the court system will make him resign because he'll be going to jail. Just like
Exactly.
your Lord and Savior Trump is going to jail.
Yeah.
So I know your feelings are hurt right now, but too bad, so sad, Doo Doo Brown.
No lies detected. There's no hate in here, Janae. What we're
No,
not
no,
gonna
no,
do.
Janae, I don't hate you at all. I just have
No.
a huge dislike of you. I don't like you. I can't stand you. I
Hmm.
think you are a
Well,
horrible person.
what caused me a lot of concern is when she says she doesn't have any morals, and she refused to acknowledge her Christian faith. Once she did that, I was lost for words, to be quite honest. And I'm not usually lost for words, Nutty, but I never thought I would see somebody who professes to be a Christian denounce they were a Christian, right?
That's par for the course for them.
Yeah.
At any opportunity that they have to move the goalpost, they're going to do it. And then they're going to come back with the narrative, I'm winning.
Yeah.
I'm winning. I just
Yeah.
rolled past you. I'm winning. Because that's all they care about is winning, when they don't realize that they're losing very horribly. Like, they are so stupid and intentionally obtuse, they don't recognize when they're actually getting lambasted themselves.
Well, it's an exercise called just letting them talk. And I could have dropped Janae earlier, but I really did want to check in with her and have an authentic conversation. All right, because to me this is a serious topic. If you're married to a man that supports Donald Trump, you have to acknowledge that him supporting Trump and you supporting Trump comes with this, and you got to take accountability. And they refuse to do it.
Listen, I almost sent you a message. I almost sent you a message asking you if you will kick her for $100, because that's how bad I did not want to hear her little whiny little voice and sit up
Jesus
here
Christ.
with her lies.
Listen, on the morning show, I shut lies down, all right? Because we gotta have that. It has to be pure. But when I'm talking to MAGA, I relax a little bit, all right? I want you all to know that. I know it's tough. I know it's tough, but I'm glad that you didn't send that 100, because if you would have put a C note in my, I'd have did it. Sorry. I would have did it. I'm so sorry.
But
All right?
but anyway, I'm gonna go back to watching my game. But Janae, you just crawl underneath my skin like maggots crawl on dead carcasses on the side of the road. You just your voice, just your existence. It's just
Mm.
it's horrible because you're so fake. You're just you're horrible, Janae. And when I say that I would much rather deal with MOD and Snuggles and conservative lens over you, that's saying something. Because I can't stand those people. That is saying something, Janae. So,
The bar. Ooh.
so
Well, you know,
I'm gonna
there's
end this.
something good.
I'm gonna end this on a high note.
All right.
Janae, have a blessed day.
All right. All right. All right. Well, I don't know what to make of all of that, but everyone's entitled to believe what they want to believe. Janae, and to all of the MAGA folks out here, look at the reaction. Look at the reaction that you're getting from people all over the world who are listening to you, quote, win. Do you feel like you're winning still? I don't get it. They say they're winning, but they're crying in the comment sections, right? They're crying. They're triggered, right? 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 They're crying. They're calling us names, and I'm going. Never in my experience in life, have I ever seen winners acting like losers. You can't be both. So pick one. Are you winning or are you losing? And I got the answer, but you wouldn't believe me. And here's the real truth, Janae and the previous guest. You're losing. You're losing. Your party is shrinking. Your families are being separated. You're going broke. Your leader, Donald Trump, is on his way to prison, probably for the rest of his life. Biden's most likely going to get a second term. Yeah, you're really losing. All right? And it's time to wake up. All right? Start taking accountability for your behavior today. Get out of this nasty cycle of abuse that Donald Trump and his MAGA supporter demons have put you in that got you where you're at right now. Your friends are leaving you by the flock. They're flocking away. I can't stand this person because they live in lies. You thought you had somebody you could trust, and now you found out you can't trust them because they're just as evil and corrupt as Donald Trump. And the only reason you were attracted to them is because deep down inside, you are just as evil and corrupt too. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, there's no way I'm going to be able to get to each and every person here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring up our next panelist, Shay. Greetings, Shay. How are you doing?
I'm great, my friend. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm all right. Just getting to the bottom of a crisis. All right. And it's funny in a way, but it's a crisis to me. A lot of women who support Donald Trump, on one side, they don't want to support their husband doing what Donald Trump does, and it's the most mind-blowing thing.
It is. No, it is. But she pinpointed it. I mean, she was honest about herself, and that even though they're the party that runs on, Christian, moral, traditional family values, she doesn't vote that way. She doesn't vote for that. And this is the thing that I've tried to explain to people being raised in a conservative family. Then in the end of the day, it's not about the morals, right? They're hell-bent on judging a bunch of people in their regular lives. It's sinful to be gay and, all these things like that. They're hell-bent on doing that kind of stuff. But in the end of the day, when they want a leader, they want a leader to drive home their racist policies, their xenophobic policies,
right,
their hate-filled policies, because that's how they want their world to be. They're very myopic, right? And they see the world as they want to see it, and they want that world to be created around that center. Nothing else. So that's why there's so much hypocrisy that lies on the right.
Got it.
Because they say that, that they're filled with family values and that, a woman should be married and she should let her husband lead and, all these things. And the same woman that was preaching that, Lauren Boebert, is obviously not about that. And that's what I think that Janae and the right need to understand, that when we call out the hypocrisy, that's what we're calling out. We don't run on family values on the left. Because our family values are determined by our own families. It's not determined by the world or by the church or by anything else. You know, I raise my family how I want to raise my family. My moral compass is my moral compass. I don't expect anyone else to drive my moral compass or have my same moral compass. I look for good people. I look for compassionate people. I look for people that want to do good for others, that are bringing our world to a better, loving place. That's what I look for.
Right.
I don't care what you do in the bedroom. I don't care how many abortions you've had. Like, I don't care.
Right.
But
if we're not judging
politicians
people,
don't run on that either.
Yeah.
So.
Right. Yeah. If we're not judging people, right? Why is this all of a sudden an issue?
Yeah. Right. And that's the point that she couldn't get. It's just it's ridiculous two-facedness that we call her out on. And no, nobody hates you, Janae. But it's we get so sick of you trying to make a point when you can't. And so then to a point where you literally did not want to admit that you're a Christian. So you talk about this one God, right? So there's 3 monotheistic religions. And monotheism means a belief in one God, by the way, Janae. Right. And so there's 3. There's Judaism, Islam, and Christianity. So now that you say you don't want to be labeled a Christian, are you Jewish or Muslim? Which one is it?
She didn't want to be labeled a Christian, and it was the most mind-blowing thing I've ever heard her do.
It's because she knows she lost the point.
Oh. See,
that's what happens when you back people up like this that don't really have that moral compass, or they don't want to admit that they voted for a cheater, liar, narcissist, corrupt man. They don't want to talk about the 91 felonies, so they can't. So you back them into a point, and they're just going to defend, well, I voted for him because, what else was I going to vote for? Is that an argument?
She denounced her faith to defend Donald Trump.
Yes, that's how sad it is.
Wow.
See, they can't take the L. They won't admit that they took the L. And so then they go to a point where they start literally denying their Christianity, which I'm like, what? She just did that? Like, I would never deny my Christianity.
That part. I saw her do it, and I was blown away that she did it with such ease.
Yes.
Like Peter in the Bible, she denied Jesus 3 times.
And all it is that's what happens. They know they can't win the argument, so they deflect. They deflect. They talk whataboutisms, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they know that they've lost it, factually. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Janae, do you still feel like you're winning? I don't know if you're still there, but I wouldn't feel like I'm winning when today you denounced your Christian faith for Donald Trump. I wouldn't feel like a winner.
So sickening to me. You need to go repent. You need to say, I'm so sorry, Jesus. I did that, didn't I?
Yeah.
Help me. Help me stay strong in my love for you, because I just threw you in the ditch because I'm on TikTok talking to someone I disagree with. Holy mess.
Just to be right.
Just to be right.
Would you rather be right or righteous, Janae?
Wow.
Think about it. Yeah.
It's amazing.
You can't make this stuff up, folks. You really can't.
You can't. And see, I proudly wear that I'm a Christian, but I also am not a church-going, Bible-banging Christian. I don't witness to people. It's my personal decision, my personal relationship with Christ. That's why I don't weaponize him on anybody and allow people to do what they want to do, because that truly is what love is. That's unconditional love to the human nature.
Amen.
So no, I know for a fact that my politicians are imperfect, but my party doesn't run on that stuff. And that's the point. That's what we're trying to drive home, is the hypocrisy.
Yeah. MAGA, you have to stop the hypocrisy if you want to get out of this cycle of abuse.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's it. And stop being condescending and calling people sweetheart and honey all the time, please. Lord have mercy. Yeah, and exactly, little country girl. Nobody, we don't think our politicians are perfect. People think that we work, that we just, we make a bunch of excuses for our politicians and that we depend on our government. That's not it at all. We want our government to function. So that's the other thing is, how do you feel about the fact that there's been no Speaker of the House for 10 days?
Failed. Another example of
is
MAGA
your party
failure.
working for you? So why do you vote if you don't want your representatives to do the job that you hired them to do? Y'all talk a lot about our taxpayer money going to Ukraine. Well, what about your taxpayer money going to pay your Congress people to sit on their ass and not do anything for 10 days? How about that? I'm just curious. How do you feel about that taxpayer money going to that?
Yeah.
Just curious.
I mean, if you vote on policy, how do you feel about that? Because clearly you're not voting on morals.
Exactly. You're not voting on morals. So if you're voting on policy, then what's going on with your party? I mean, Jim Jordan has 54 Republicans that said they will not vote for him. So it's not going to be Jim Jordan as the House Speaker. So who's it going to be? I bet it's going to be a very moderate Republican.
Trump. They're saying Donald Trump, Shay.
That's so funny. You know what? He'd probably get 30 votes from the Republicans.
And I know if he does decide to go back to the Capitol,
he doesn't want to be Speaker of the House. Are you kidding me?
I hope the whole DOJ will be there and arrest him for returning to the crime scene. Please,
right?
Please, Trump, go to the Capitol again so that you can get arrested.
Exactly. So it's going to be interesting if the Republicans could come together with a moderate Republican and make a deal with the Democrats. As in, we will push through bipartisan bills that we can all agree on. Obviously, we're not going to push through something that is, far left or something we can't agree on, but maybe they could get to something like that. I don't know.
Bingo. Bingo.
It will be the Democrats that save it. It will be the Democrats that save the government once again.
I completely agree. I completely agree. If it wasn't for Democrats, this country would have been invaded by Vladimir Putin.
For sure. Oh, and by the way, so the hordes of the extremists crossing the border for Jihad Day yesterday, how'd that work out for you conspiracy theorists? I think we're okay.
Yeah.
Except for the solar eclipse. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Tell them, Shay.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I got to get up out of here.
Yep. I got to get to work real quick. All right.
All right.
Thanks for having me up. You guys are awesome.
I will be back, ladies and gentlemen, to revisit this topic, but there's another topic I'll be revisiting. I might go live tomorrow to discuss more hypocrisy with MAGA. While they want to talk policy, which I will, all right, I'm not going to let them sweep morals under the rug. Absolutely not. Because the soul of this nation is truly at stake, all right? So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so sorry I do have to run. I was actually on a lot longer than I expected, all right? For those of you who didn't see the full video or the full show, I'll upload it to my YouTube, all right? And take care, everyone. Have a great rest of your day, all right? It's Saturday. Get out here and walk around. Get some sunlight, all right? Shake hands with your neighbor, all right? And to the ones that came in the box and denounce their Christian faith, please do us a favor and repent. All right, ladies and gentlemen, take care.
Two organs, both hands in the kingdom.
I'm out of here. Thank you.
This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act a fool when I'm moving like Zeus. Don't be playing with my mood when I'm grooving like Zeus. You thinking that you're
wave the white flag, MAGA.
Thunder in the sky like you up like Zeus. I make my own rules. I'm a god, call me Zeus. I'm brighter than an eagle and I fuck the love time to get me. You looking like a bum, get away from me, fool. I got money in my mouth, I can't leave it up to you. I can't hang around with you, you fall in love too quick. You are Iris, mix all in the mix, I put a bounty on your head. This is way above the feds, when you playing with the gods and you playing with the dead. Time to let loose with the truth, yeah, grab your goose. Hey little mama, let me play with your caboose. I know the ladies love me cause I'm sweet like a tooth. Player hating on the gods, but he's such a douche. I tried to be patient, but you had a lot of views. I catching all the snakes like a mongoose. These ladies love me, yeah, I'm the one that they choose. You know I'm so handsome, that's why they call me Zeus. This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act a fool when I'm moving like Zeus. Don't be playing with my mood when I'm moving like Zeus. You thinking that you're cool till I pull up like Zeus. Thunder in the sky like you up like Zeus. I make my own rules, I'm a god, call me Zeus. I'm hotter than Hades and I'm burning down the roof. You say you wanted facts, well, I'm living proof. I've been waiting for this moment now. I gotta choose. If you play around with love, then you guarantee to lose. I didn't make the game of rules, so don't throw me like a fool. If you can't swim, don't be in the queue. Even though people telling me you cool, I'm just sitting on my throne while you looking like a goof. Time to let loose with the truth. Yeah, grab your goose. Hey, little mama, let me moderator. I know the ladies love me cause I'm sweet like a tooth. Player hating on the gods, but he's such a douche. Try to be patient, but you had to lack a fuse. Catching all these snakes like a mongoose. These ladies love me, yeah, I'm the one that they choose. You know I'm so handsome, that's why they call me Zeus. This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act a fool when I'm moving like Zeus. Don't be playing with my mood when I'm moving like Zeus. You thinking that you're cool till I pull up like Zeus. Thunder in the sky like you up like Zeus. I make my own rules. I'm a god, call me Zeus.
Are you ready, Reggie?
Deranged Jack Smith. And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater.
Mr. Incognito, thank you.
Donald Trump is indicted and they take He's deranged. He's deranged. He's deranged.
Yeah, you heard it back.
He's deranged. He's deranged. He's deranged.
Yeah, lady, that's me.
He's deranged.
It's Zeus.
Donald Trump is indicted and they take one charge and they turn it into 36 charges. And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife is even more of a Trump hater. Deranged Jack Smith. Every time the radical left Democrats, Marxists, communists, and fascists indict me, I consider it a great badge of courage.
Have a great rest of your day.